If you having ICE problems, I don't feel bad for you, son. Foundational Black Americans got 99 problems, and deportation ain't one. Hit me.
Everybody knows that all the people don't have liberties, all the people don't have freedom, all the people don't have justice, and all the people don't have power, so that means none of us do.
Certified vibes in your area. Let's go to work, fam. I've been waiting to see my brothers and sisters today. Cannot wait to go all the way in. Shout out to the whole family. But please, right now, let me know your city, your town, your state, your region, zip code, area code, if you're on code. I'm talking about grandmothers, grandfathers, kids, nieces, nephews, aunts, uncles. If you are a foundational Black American who cannot be deported, cannot be sent home because you already are home, then let the whole world know where that home is. Home is where the heart is, y'all. And home is where we be knocking them out. And how we knock them out? All the way live, on the ground, no coming back, because we run this. Let's go. Shout out, certified Baltimore, Miami. I see y'all. New Orleans in the place. North Carolina's in the place. The 718, the 504, the 803. Michigan, Chicago. I see the whole family. I see you. Shout out to the team. Certified salute in your area. California, I see you. STL, Dallas, Texas. Minneapolis is in the building. 704, what it do, man? I see Cleveland, Buckeye State. You get that 2 times. Buckeyes. Let's go to work, fam. Oh, look like y'all ready to go. And I'm ready to go. So that means we ready to go. And family, everybody's going. And they going home. And it does not matter. All the shame and tactics of fear-mongering does not work. I'm here to let them know. It don't work. We not going out there marching. We not protesting. We ain't no human shields. We ain't jumping in front of nobody. I'm hearing people out there and they're saying, well, foundational Black Americans, I want y'all to have some accountability because y'all was telling people not to march. Y'all was telling people not to get involved. Damn right, we serve our people well. I take that as a compliment. I appreciate it. Damn right, I've been right here telling my brothers and sisters not to get involved. Damn right, I've been protecting my foundational Black American brothers, sisters, kings, queens, goddess, and gods. You damn right. Damn right, we sitting here not moving. We on our square, no pivot, no shake, no twist, no turn. And when we're not doing none of that, that means you got to do all the heavy lifting. So yeah, me being the #1 activist representing foundational Black America, certified 100, I'm taking full responsibility for telling all of my brothers and sisters, stay exactly where you at. Don't go out there, leave them on their own, and you just stay certified. That's what I'm saying. And I take full accountability and responsibility for rocking for my people. Yes, the hell we do. Because one thing about this generation, who we move together, we all on the same page. Are you on the same page, Julio? Nope. Are you on the same page, Mutombo? Nope. Are y'all going home? Yep. Is foundational Black Americans the greatest of all time? Damn right. So since we that and y'all that over there, let me tell everybody what's really going on in the streets, fam. We know Chicago, we know New York, we know all the places where Black Americans have been flooded by immigrants, right? They know that we know this, so now they're trying to say, oh, they're trying to arrest y'all. Family, I'm going to make this clear. Now, I was just talking to my mother about this. The Democrats got their fingers crossed, and I'm going to get right to it today. I'm not going to wait later into the show. I'm going to say it right now. The Democrats got their fingers crossed. They want a Black American to go out there and get unalived. That's what they want. That's what they want, fam. We make predictions, right? We have forecasts. We call out things. We call our shots. Let me call this one. The Dems got their fingers crossed because they looking at them poll numbers right now, and they in the trash. They in the sewer. And the only thing they feel that can save them is a Black American being harmed by ICE so they can say, look, Donald Trump did it to y'all. Come vote for the midterms. They got their fingers crossed right now. You think it's a coincidence that they out there begging for us to go be human shields for illegals? They know what's going on. They know why the illegals are there because they put them there. Right now, the Democrats want nothing more than to see a Black American get involved and get unalived so they can put it on their campaign stickers and tell everybody why we need to vote blue. This is the last desperate attempt for vote blue no matter who. To get Black folks on the Democratic plantation is for them to hope, for them to wish, for them to pray that Black Americans go out there, get involved, and one of us ends up unalived by an ICE officer, an ICE agent, and they can point the finger. That's what they want, y'all. And we ain't giving it to them, y'all. So what does that tell you? That tells you we on code. And the fact that we're not giving it to them, fam, now they sending out the tethers. Oh, man, tethers are coming out the woodwork. Shout out to Dr. Claude because he told us this was going to happen. Fam, look at these tethers now trying to read us fairy tales and storybooks. I'm not even lying, y'all. They're out there saying, once upon a time, there was a Black person who didn't give a fuck about Julio. And when he said no Julio, Julio had to get deported. One day, these Black folks will learn. We did learn. We learned solidarity amongst ourselves, unity amongst ourselves, family, interests, all within our community, the winner circle, and everybody else who's on the outside of that circle. Well, they're on the inside of that van, and they're going back home. Y'all look at this. Shout out to the sisters who be checking these people. Fam, they done send out the Tether National Guard, and they got a little story for you. It says, Dear Anti-Immigrant FBAs. I'm going to say, Dear Tether with the 15 forehead and the wig that looks like a kickstand. But who's counting? She got a little message for y'all, and she's saying if we don't go and help the illegals, somebody is going to leave us by ourselves when we need help. Check this.
Some feathers, but I'd like to read a book. First, they came for the socialists, and I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionists, and I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the JEWs, and I did not speak out because I was not a JEW. And then they came for me. And there was no one left to speak for me. This was written by a Protestant pastor during the Holocaust, and it still rings true today. See, xenophobia is a tool of white supremacy. It is, and it always has been. And
oh, no, that damn wig you got on your head is a tool of white supremacy. Because Karen wears that same damn hairstyle. If you wants to talk about it, that 15 head you got on your shoulders, that's a tool of supremacy. Because I just seen the Jacksonville Jaguars last night play, and a white person made that field. So that field was made by a white person, and that forehead with that wig is supported by Africans who love white people. So it looked like you talking about your own. Don't talk to us. You ain't putting us up on no game. Because if you was, you wouldn't have came out here dressed like that. I'm just saying.
And you have allowed your xenophobia, your need to delineate, to fuel you and Black Americans to be tethered to our version of oppression.
What? Did she just use tether? Fam, these people is desperate, pathetic, low budget, bottom feeding boot licks. Did she just say, you guys want to be tethered to our version? I know you know about tether, but the tether that you know about is in reverse. The tether that you know about is when you do it, fam. Are tethers trying to call us tethers? Is this where she was going? Is this it? I don't know. The wig is messing up my signal. The radar's off a little bit. I can't confirm nor deny. But what I can tell you is I just seen a tether talk about tethers, and they need to get it together. Let's go, y'all.
This is not an aha moment. This is not an I told you so moment. This is deeply terrifying. Because while there is a country for me to be deported back to, this hate and hatred for immigrants that has distracted you into forgetting that you have always been their true enemy is what has led to them now having a tool to displace and disenfranchise even more Black Americans. Please understand that. Look at the cities that are being hit. These are not cities that have a high Black immigrant population. These are Black American cities.
Yeah, we know, Tether Woman, because the Democratic Party put them in Black American populations. Remember, y'all, 560 sanctuary cities, and it homes 22,000, okay, illegals that are in 80% of our population. 560, 22 illegals, and 80% of our population. Yeah, we know about the Black cities. Did it ever occur to you, Mrs. Fufu, that the reason they're there is because the W that you love so much placed them there? The jig is up, y'all. They're not going to run around here and try to tell foundational Black Americans that it's a coincidence that all these illegals pop up where we are at. Hell no. Now, I understand that wig that's messing up my Wi-Fi may not get it. I understand that she's on a bushmeat diet. I get it. I understand Pat Mahomes just threw a touchdown on that 15 head last night. I get it. But what you ain't gonna get is them lies off. You better get them flies off of your people back in your homeland, because you in mine now, Miss Fufu.
Wake up. They simply used your hate for us to distract you while they created this perfect weapon to use against you. And you helped them. Please understand that. I am now having a tool to displace and disenfranchise even more Black Americans.
Man, they have taken this Chicago raid and detainment thing to the head. And what always cracks me up about when I'm seeing these videos is that when they approach us about xenophobia and not fighting for the rights of Blacks and all this type of is that they always come at us like they really schooling us on some shit. They come at us like they schooling the OGs on some shit, when in reality they should just be taking a play out of our book, out of our civil rights book, and using that as their tool instead of coming at us like we supposed to be just out here fighting on the front lines. And if we don't fight on the front lines for them, then that means that we're xenophobic and we have hatred for immigrants, which is just absolutely ridiculous. And it's like, what exactly do you expect us to do about your immigration issue?
Thank you.
Like, what is Black America going to do? Like, it's not like we have any inside information about immigration and about being a foreigner, like, because we've been here since the inception of this nation. So how will we know how to manage your immigration problems?
Exactly. What you mean you want us to do something? Why you care, number one? And then number two, I would simply ask, how come you don't do something? So fam, let's make this clear so I'm not confused, okay? They need us to help them in their homeland. And then when they come here, they need us to help them stay in our homeland while they disrespect us in the process. Sounds like take, help, not do a damn thing. You still ain't self-sufficient there, Mr. Illegal. And since you're not self-sufficient, well, the world gonna pass you by. And that's what's happening right now. Everybody is passing them by. They folding flat and they need foundationals. So let's look at the two axes of evils here, fam. You have the Democrats and the liberals who are looking at all-time low political rates for the next election, poll numbers, and they need Black Americans. And then you have every single tether and illegal who needs Black Americans because they don't have it in them to get it up. Fam, let me tell you this. It's clear now. No other community has any revolutionary soul to do any damn thing. You wouldn't be asking me all the time, family. If the neighbor always wanted me to pay his light bill, I'm going to tell him he's not a man. If the neighbor needs me to help him pay his car note, I'm going to tell him he's not a man. You need somebody to help change the lights in your house, you're not a man. To build something, you're not a man. If you a man and you can't build, then you ain't a man. You just running around here with a you-know-what between your kneecaps. You dig? And this is what I'm talking about. This is what these tethers are. We tell them to hold their own you-know-what, family. I don't think they got them. I know we say get off them NUTs and hold your own. Family, I don't think they got NUTs. I'm just being 110 and a half. These folks ain't got no nuts, because if they did, their homelands would be so big we wouldn't even know who they are. Family, let me tell you this, right? The fact that you know who an illegal is lets me know that he already failed. Fam, you wouldn't even know these people had they not already failed. You failed in your homeland, so you had to come here, and this is how we cross paths. Remember this, brothers and sisters. We wouldn't have ever crossed paths with these people had their homelands been built up already. No. Had we seen these individuals already came to us with a failure. because the fact that you're here, you the question and the answer, you already got the answer to why you know these individuals. You know these people because they lost. And this is what happens when you're dealing with a loser. Losers just go around everywhere and they're trying to get people to understand that they lost and they want you to be nice. I'm not nice to a loser, okay? Get your own and then don't run your mouth. So Miss Fufu, that 15 head, that bush meat, all of that is just going to end up having to understand. Foundational Black Americans aren't moving. So they send out the Tether National Guard. Then they send out a bunch of these like Democratic shit. Remember we were talking about the House Bros the other day where they be them House NIGGs, but they talk slick. Fam, you got them now saying, where's FBA at? Everybody keeps saying that, fam. We right here. This little thing where FBA silent, we louder than ever. This thing where where's FBA? We more visible than anybody. Don't act like foundational Black Americans is out here hiding. You notice all the fake victories they be trying to get? Y'all remember a couple months ago when they was swearing to us that Haitians beat up ICE, and then everybody was showing the videos and debunking that and be like, no, they didn't. That had nothing to do with ICE. And then what happened? They all just know, oh, okay. It just disappeared and they quit talking about it. That's what they be trying to do now. They are relegated to fake victories. They reaching, y'all. They just trying to come up with something. Foundational Black Americans ain't out here saying nothing. Yes, the hell we are. We saying the same damn thing we said this time last year, 6 months, 3 months ago. Where you want? Our message has not changed. Your message is xenophobia, hate group, Black and brown, people of color. Can you all come help me though? Nope. All of y'all, you name the classification, no matter what. African-American ain't helping your ass. People of color, you neither. Black and brown, nope, you ain't getting none. But I'm going to tell you what, we going to call y'all some mops and some tethers and some FBIs. What is an FBI? That is a flea-bitten immigrant. That's exactly. And all them flea-bitten immigrants are going to have to get their own because they can't have mine. Fam, told y'all we going quick today. Look at this guy. He's one of them FBA where y'all at, as if he don't see us out here dominating. Watch this right here. Apparently, he's saying that they already won and we lost.
So I really want to know where them FBA like, where's y'all at? Y'all is silent. Where's that? They used to be on this screaming, it's Agenda 47. Like, where's the FBA? Like, where's y'all Black Republicans? Where are y'all? Now, y'all not even Black Republicans. Where's Black MAGA? Like, where are y'all? Where's you at? Because y'all said they not coming for us. We are descendants of this land. This is our land. We are from America and we are Black. They are not going to get us.
Yep, damn right we said it. You damn right we said it. Whatever they said, we said it. We putting that flag in the ground today. Oh, we regulate. Everybody smash the like button, share this one. All of these suckers about to get roasted by the end of this broadcast. Damn right foundational Black Americans said it. And tell me, is it not true? Have we been deported yet? Where's your video? Let me call you out. Where the video at of us getting deported? Show me. I'm still waiting on this video. Since Black Americans is supposedly supposed to get, relocated, delocated, centrally located. It seems like the location ain't changed and it's still right here. So show me the damn video. You ain't got none. Exactly.
They just want the Mexicans and the Latinos. Where are you? Like, where are you? It's like y'all are so silent. I ain't never heard y'all this quiet. Like, where them at? Shit. Lame. Like, y'all so out. Don't vote for Kamala. She's mixed.
Oh, there you go, y'all. You knew it was coming. Oh, this is still about Kamala losing. He still got a bussy grudge. He got one of them bussy grudges, y'all. He upset. That just rattled his bussy up real bad. He real hurt right there. Y'all didn't vote for Kamala. Look at this, fam. You don't vote for Kamala Harris, who gave us all of these illegals. Remember, before Tom Homan, Kamala was the border czar. This time a year ago, it was Kamala who was in control of the border. So you don't vote for Kamala, and this man is out here wishing deportation on Black folks. Told y'all, these people view the Democratic Party as a religion. He loves the Democratic Party more than he loves his mama, okay? And his mama loves getting on her knees more than she loves him. I'm just keeping it a buck, family. Damn right I said it. Since they want to know where FBA is, maybe that got on their radar. Let's be seen today. Let's be heard today. You're mad that your mama is sliding on them kneecaps and she loving the person she's on them kneecaps for more than you running around here loving anything other than the Democratic Party, partner. Maybe that'll get on your radar, partner. Foundational Black Americans keeping it real. He talking about where FBA at. I'm wondering where that hairline at because you know it ain't cold out there and it ain't raining. Why the hell you got that hoodie on? You trying to hide that damn forehead and that hairline, ain't you? I think this is a tethercrat. This is a damn tethercrat, family. Look at it. He a moist tethercrat. Get the hell out of here. You a moist tethercrat. You an MTC. Get the hell up out of here. You Kamala supporter. You mad? It's been a whole damn year. This man can't even sleep at night. Hell no, he need to worry about getting some sleep with that damn hairline and going to see that barber. Look at it, fam. Your hairline does an oval. It ain't supposed to do no damn oval, partner.
Don't vote for Kamala. She's mixed. Now look at us. Look at us.
Now, ain't no us and family. Did he just spit? What was that? Fam, you know this man moist as hell. He mad about the Oval Office when he got an oval hairline. Stop playing with Black Alpha.
Now look at us. Look. Lame like y'all so out. Don't vote for Kamala. She's mixed. Now look at us. Look at us. Trump. Zip time black kids. Like, bro. Right in black apartments.
Smiling. Family, this is what I told y'all. Look at these people. He's smiling. Look at them, family. They don't give a damn about black people. They want a black person to get harmed, y'all. Let's just say what it is. The games are over. They want a black American to be unalive so they can get some damn votes. I'm saying it. If ain't nobody else gonna say it, and a bunch of these scared MFers out here in this media don't want to say it, I'm gonna say it. They want a black American to be bumped off unjustly. They need it. They want it. They got to have it. They're smiling. Have y'all noticed all of the videos talking about black folks getting deported? They're almost giddy. They're almost gloating as if they want it to happen. You don't see these people upset because if you care about black people so much, you wouldn't be smiling or saying, I told you so. First off, you didn't tell me nothing. I can tell you where to go hide when the ICE van pulls up, but you ain't tell me nothing. And even if you did, I thought it was all love and we was all black, brother. What you're finding out is that these people are the ones who are really xenophobic. They're xenophobic towards us because we don't want to vote Democrat. We ain't human shields for illegals and we ain't caping for nobody. Take the smile elsewhere.
It's like, bro, right in black apartments. And y'all is on here telling people don't vote for Kamala because she mixed. You dumb are dumb, gonna forever be dumb. But yeah, I just want to know where y'all at. Y'all too quiet. Also, I really want to know where them.
No matter how many of y'all out.
Yeah, and his mama forever on them kneecaps. Shout out to this brother right here, walking the same street. Look at the difference, fam. Look at the difference from someone who's scared versus someone who's not scared. Watch the difference, family, because this brother right here, he floating down the block.
Say that they're detaining black people in Chicago. We're still going to be out here free, walking around, not having to worry about shit. So keep lying because it don't matter what the fuck you say. We still going to be cool. So keep lying. It don't matter. Keep being over dramatic. Keep on sensationalizing this shit. Because what you're doing is taking shit out of context and running with it. Don't matter what the fuck you say, we still gonna be Gucci over here. So keep lying, keep crying. Chicago gonna be good forever. So it don't matter what the fuck y'all say. Y'all are here.
So I really want to know where them FBA.
There you go. There you go. Man, oh man, oh man. Did we start off 1,000,000 miles an hour and we only getting faster. Family, the Democrats want a foundational black American unalived. That's what they want. They need it. This is what it is, family. It's about votes. They're doing nothing right now to get votes. They're not galvanizing the people. They're not relatable. They got a bunch of weird policies, weird politicians. They care more about illegals and foreigners over American citizens. For them, it's illegals over Americans. That's not floating. And looking at the poll numbers and the projections, it shows that the Democrats are going to fall out even faster and further than they did in the previous election. The midterm polling results right now are looking hinderous for the Democrats. So what do they need right now? The thing that they always need whenever in a jam. They need a black person to go get harmed. That's what they want. Nobody's going to say it. I'm going to say it. This is what they are out there for, fam. They're not out there just trying to get black folks involved. Let me tell you something. When tethers want you to go get involved? Okay, well, the tethers need you so they can get some momentum for their movement. When the Democrats want you to go get involved, oh, they want you to go out there and catch one in the chest, catch one in the back. Get you some Charlie fatigue up in here. That's really what they want, y'all. I'm telling you right now. And family, you know the craziest thing is? They want a Black American to go get involved in an ICE protest, get knocked off, harmed, and unalived, and then they'll take that same Black person and put their face in the campaign sticker and say, look how bad Donald Trump and ICE is. We told you. Now come vote for us in the midterms. Everything is about votes for them, family. Everything. And when I tell y'all it's all about votes, fam, we've been telling everybody about immigration, mass immigration, how it harms the foundational Black American community for how long? How long we been telling everybody that, fam? Nobody was listening to us when we was talking this game a year ago, all right? We were out here having great election coverage about immigration. We made immigration a forefront story that everybody wanted to get involved in. That was Black Americans who did that because they're placed in our communities the most. Shout out, much respect, certified salute to Mumia Abu Jamal. Hold it down. Much love and respect, okay? He on lockdown. Much love and respect to the great Mumia Abu Jamal. He said it best. He said, the person who feels it more knows it more. We have been feeling the ill effects of illegal immigration, mass immigration. So therefore we know it. So right now, everybody looking and wondering what's going on. Black America, we got all the answers because we had all the answers a year ago. We know how these individuals been getting dropped off in our communities. We've seen the footage, fam. When they sit there and they say things like, oh, yeah, this is all going on in a Black city. These aren't immigrant cities. Yeah, no duh. Because they place illegal immigrants in our communities. So in order to go get the illegal immigrants now, where you got to go in to get them? You got to go into our communities. But guess what? Had the liberals never put them in our communities in the first place, wouldn't be no problem. Do y'all know that you had Latino communities that refused to accept Venezuelan migrants? You had Latino communities. They said they didn't want them. White folks said we don't want them. So they put them there. So when we talk about an erasure, fam, what's more of an erasure than putting somebody exactly where you live? When you talk about the tangible, the benefits, the resources, we talked about the $15,000 in EBT cards. We talked about the cash money. We talked about the luxury hotels, the bikes, you name it, food, cuisines from their homeland. They've been catered to, all off the backs of Black Americans, while the Democrats turned around and told us they didn't have nothing for us. So what we're doing right now by not being involved and really exposing them. See, not being involved is one thing. Brothers and sisters, what we're doing now is that we're exposing the Democrats. See, we're more than just a political thorn in their side. We're their worst nightmare. Black Americans are the worst nightmare for the Democrats because we've exposed. They lie. They don't give a damn about us. They want us harmed so they can get votes. And they got about 3 or 4 Black, sellouts. And then they got a bunch of other tethers in the web. So when I tell y'all that we're exposing them, we got the cameras everywhere they turn. We focus every single step that they make. They're upset with us right now. But they should be upset because it's only getting better for us and worse for them. But when I say that we were exposing them, when I say it was foundational Black Americans from all age groups that were highlighting these people being dumped in our community, family, I want to show y'all what's going on right now in Chicago. I want to show you what's going on in DC, and I want to show you what's going on in New York City. And I'm going to show you by taking you back a year ago. This is how thorough Black Alpha is. In order for me to show you what's going on forward, I have to take you backwards. You feel me? Y'all look at this right here. How many of y'all remember this when people were popping up at the border? And when they were popping up at the border, they were telling people where they were going. Y'all watch this. This is astonishing. Watch.
Where are you going? ¿Dónde vienes? ¿Cuántos años tienes? 12. ¿Vienes solo? Wow. Buenas noches. ¿Dónde vienes? ¿A qué estado te diriges?
South Carolina.
South Carolina. Gracias. ¿Y usted? ¿De dónde viene? Guatemala. ¿Vas a Washington?
No, Kentucky.
¿A Kentucky? ¿Y usted, señorita? A Kentucky, ¿y usted? Kentucky, ¿y usted?
Kentucky? Family, Kentucky. This was at the border this time last year. Look at all the cities, all the states, all the areas that these people were going to. This was all based on the Democratic Party placing these people strategically in our neighborhoods. They're not going to the suburbs of Kentucky, brothers and sisters. They're not going to the suburbs of South Carolina. No, they're coming right across the street from us in Grandma Jackson. That's where they're going. This was the Democrats shipping in our replacements by the millions, and nobody saying a damn thing about it other than us.
Denver, ¿y usted? ¿Y usted? Denver, ¿y usted? Denver, ¿y usted? Denver.
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania. Ecuador. ¿A dónde vas?
Ecuador, Estados Unidos.
¿A qué estado? Espérate, ¿a qué
A
estado?
New Jersey.
A New Jersey. ¿Y tú? A Houston, gracias. Houston, 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 Nueva Jersey, Nueva Jersey, New Jersey, New Jersey, New Jersey, New Jersey, Houston, Houston, Arizona, 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 Virginia, New York, New York, New York, New Jersey, Manhattan, Minneapolis, Minneapolis, Arkansas, 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 Arkansas. Where are you going? ¿Dónde vas? Arkansas? Okay, ¿y tú?
Where we at? Millions more, family. Arkansas, South Carolina, Minneapolis, New York, New York, New York, New Jersey, New Jersey, Chicago. Where we at, family? How you go from Ecuador to Arkansas? Arkansas? Really? This is where? You don't go to Arkansas unless you're trying to dump them off in our communities, because I know you weren't trying to dump them off in Billy Bob from Arkansas. You weren't putting them in his trailer park. Notice that all the W's in the trailer parks, they don't have these stories. You don't hear about Trail de Aragua taking over no damn trailer park in Arkansas, but you hear about them taking over an apartment complex in Chicago. Doesn't that tell you who they were being placed by and where they were being dumped at? Exactly. Tell me when you hear your city, brothers and sisters.
Omaha. ¿Y tú? Houston, Minneapolis, Brooklyn, Minneapolis, Nueva York, Minneapolis, Chicago, New York, 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 New York. ¿Dónde vas?
New York.
New York.
New Jersey.
New Jersey, gracias. New Jersey.
New Jersey.
New Jersey. ¿Y usted? ¿Y usted?
New Jersey.
¿Y usted?
New Jersey.
¿Y usted? Gracias. ¿Y usted? Where you going? Where you going?
Texas.
Texas. You?
Colorado.
Colorado. You? New York. You? California. You? New York. You? Miami. California. Texas. New York. Texas. Texas. Colorado. Texas. New York. Texas. California. Where are you from? ¿Dónde vienes? India. Where you going? ¿Dónde vienes?
India. Family. India. How do you end up on the Mexican border and you from India?
Go ahead. ¿Dónde vienes? India. Where are you going? New York. You? Where you?
Washington, Seattle.
Thank you.
India.
Where you going?
Chicago.
Okay. You? Where you from?
Senegal.
Where you going?
Senegal.
Where you going?
America.
New York, California. Where?
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati. Thank you. You?
Senegal.
Cincinnati. You pulling up around my folks. Cincinnati, Ohio. This man from the Senegal. Come on, family.
Where you going? Thank you. You?
Senegal.
Where you going?
New York.
Thank you. You?
Senegal.
Where you going?
Usam.
Thank you. You? Where you going? You?
Senegal.
Where you going? Where you going? Where you from?
Senegal.
Where you going?
New York.
Thank you. You? Where you? ¿Dónde vienes?
Ecuador.
¿A dónde vas?
Nueva York.
Gracias. ¿Y usted?
Ecuador.
There you go, family. And we could be here for days. We could be here for hours, but the facts never change. This is what they did on purpose, family. All of them that you've seen last year, they are your migrants taking over Black communities today. And we were the only ones saying it, fam. It's time we get to the point. The foundational Black American grassroots has saved America. Without us, family, this invasion is full scale. They need to thank us. Everybody wants to talk about MAGA this and MAGA that. Remember, MAGA only rode the wave of what foundational Black Americans had previously exposed. When MAGA was talking about illegal immigration, all they were saying was build that wall. Go back to 2016. We were the ones talking about neighborhoods, money, finances. We're the ones who took it to another level. So it's really about giving it up to foundationals. That's really what's going on. So we've exposed all that, family. Look at all those people. And by the way, notice half those people can't even speak English. So if you cannot speak English, how productive are you going to be when you get here to America? Remember that, fam. When you see all these, we're caught I came here with $5. First off, half the time you didn't come here with $5. You came here with loans and all types of benefits that we provided for you. And second off, half the time when these people come here, they crash out anyway because statistics have shown only a small number of these people really do good. Most of them are in the trash, bin, basically. They don't really do good. This is what I'm talking about. So, family, if you can't even speak proper English, how good are you going to do here in the United States of America? Really? Really? And by the way, fam, if somebody ends up in Mexico from India, who paid for the plane ticket? If somebody comes here from the Senegal and they end up on the Mexico border, who paid for the plane ticket? If you say you're from the Senegal and you're going to Cincinnati, Ohio, or you're from India and you're going to Minneapolis, who paid for the plane ticket? And when you start asking those questions, in which we did, then you start to see that this is something a little bigger now, isn't it? This is more than just Black Americans as anti-immigrant. This was a whole system that we shut down. And we're still shutting it down right now. So we would not give them their invasion. We would not give them their erasure. And we damn sure are not giving them the luxury of scaring us with their fear mongering. Nothing they doing is working. Everything that we doing is right on point, fam. And today on this broadcast, I'm going to tell you what we're going to do to highlight it even further, fam. We're going to take you inside of that building, okay? Everybody talking about South Shore and all these things, fam. On this broadcast today, we're going to take you inside of the building. And I am going to show you unequivocally, without a shadow of a doubt, that these individuals not only have been in foundational Black American spaces, there's evidence of these people completely taking over our spaces. And when you see the evidence of these people taking over our spaces, it does not match the footage and the clippings in which they've been showing you on mainstream media. Mainstream media is just black, black, black. Look at all the headlines. Black folks, black folks, black folks. Remember, though, they never really ever cared. If you care so much about Black people, how come you didn't care about Black people enough to not dump illegals in our communities? Everything they say is bigotry, and it's a massive contradiction. And those massive contradictions have been exposed, and they have been highlighted and framed for the world to see, so we can air them out. But brothers and sisters right now are out there saying, nah, we don't believe that stuff. And when you really travel inside of these buildings, you're looking and you're like, well, hold on now. These individuals have been doing this for quite some time, because this family is what it's really been about the whole damn way, okay? This is what it's about. Brandon Johnson and the Democratic Party, they value illegal immigrants more than Black Americans. Yes, they do. Because remember, y'all, they got the illegal immigrants exactly where they want them. Things that they can pull on an illegal immigrant, they can't pull on a Black American. You can't threaten us with deportation. I want everybody to notice that right now, okay? They can't threaten us with deportation at all. So they got to come up with fairy tales about deportation when it comes to Black Americans. They can't really hit us with that. But the illegals, they can always say, you're going home, SA, right here, right now. But family, shout out to this sister, because this sister was out there and she was showing everybody what we've been telling everybody, is that these people are in our apartment complexes and ICE was coming after the Venezuelans, not us. Here you go.
Chicago, you need to stop lying and saying, and people on this internet need to stop lying and saying that they're coming for Black people. Yes, there was a building in a Black community that was not majority Black, because it had been overran by illegal gang bangers. Let's be clear. So why everybody want to keep throwing that narrative around, half of South Shore is invaded by illegals. That's the truth. So don't get on here saying Black people are being came for. They're coming because they're in our neighborhoods and our communities. That's why. So yes, they're going to go in buildings where Black people live and sleep, because they put them in buildings where Black people live and sleep. South Shore, born and raised. I know what I'm talking about. Stop pushing that narrative, because it's not correct. So for those who was questioning about who I am and where I'm at, this is Adam Clayton Powell. This is the building that everyone is in an uproar about. So as I said, South Shore, this is your community, your neighborhood, and this building was not majority Black when the ICE came the other day. Yes, Black people were affected, but this building was overran by illegal Venezuelan gangs. And I just had several conversations with residents who are moving their stuff out of here that confirmed that. So stop letting media put that false narrative in your head that somebody coming for you, because they not. You was born here. You was born on this land. Rise up and stand up on something and stop letting any and everybody tell you something.
For all of you Black people that want to keep saying that ICE is coming after African Americans, they are not. And here is a video of a resident talking to another person, asking about the illegal immigrants that were in that building.
But it wasn't up like that.
Exactly. That's what we trying to
say. They was stealing. They was tearing down. They did everything. Like they this building up. This when I first moved in this building, I was here before property management even came.
Yeah. He said 17 years. You've been here.
This building was never like this until them people came.
Exactly. Until them people came. That's what I ain't got you on here, none of that, but I just needed the truth for somebody who live here, because I'm finna go live and I'm about to show this, because this what they need to see, that everybody want to push the narrative that they coming for blacks. They not coming for us. We legal citizens here. We've been born and raised. It don't even make sense. Y'all sound goofy as hell to even be saying that shit and repeating that shit. Exactly. But the narrative that...
Shout out to this sister. I believe her name is Patrice Stewart. Shout out to her. Much respect. Keep holding it down. That's what I like. Fam, the streets is talking. And remember, the streets always got the answer. So, I mean, you're literally having Black Americans that are like, no, that's not what it is. And they keep trying to push this, fam. They're trying to sell us a fairy tale. That's really what it is. Everything they're saying is just a mirage. It's a fairy tale. We got these people to the point, y'all, where they just making up stuff about us. There's nothing that they're saying that holds any type of weight. It has no credence behind it. It's just people bold-faced lying. That's all it is. So the sister goes out there, and shout out to all the sisters, because sister's been really regulating, like always. Sister's been really holding it down, and goes out there and she shows like, no. Let me go ahead and dispel some of the lies here. The building was not majority Black because the Venezuelans overtook it, overran it. And remember now, last year when Donald Trump talked about the Tren de Aragua and what they were doing in Aurora, Colorado, if you guys remember, what did they end up doing and saying right after that, family? What the dominant society did, and the Democrats, they told everybody that they did not take over a building in Chicago. Y'all remember that? Remember when Donald Trump was like, hey, they taking over buildings, they out here doing things to cats and dogs. And if you remember, Kamala Harris's response was that was a lie. The Democrats never addressed this, family. The Democrats was like, oh, no, none of this ever happened. No, not at all. Everything is good. We ain't got no issues. Everything is kosher. Everything is copacetic. No, the hell it wasn't. No, the hell it wasn't, not at all. And what we've been seeing now is everything that we knew ahead of time is occurring. Yes, there were gangbangers. Yes, they were illegals. Yes, they were in our spaces. And yes, they were taking over these buildings. By the way, Brandon Johnson, he's a Haitian tether anyway. Okay, so tethers are going to stick together. We've already identified that. So when you're talking about him, you're talking about a tether. And what brothers and sisters are doing now, they're like, yo, we going up in these places and we show you in these buildings what's really happening. And it's not what the news is saying. So remember, y'all, there's a conjunction to get foundational Black Americans involved so they can get foundational Black Americans harmed. They don't want our involvement so we can like lift the movement. All right. They want our involvement so we can be taken out. That's really what it is. Make that clear, y'all. I don't want no type of confusion. They don't want Black Americans to just go out there and have a sign and talk about no justice, no peace. Damn that. They want Black Americans to go out there and for someone to be potentially unalive, because the Democrats could use that against you. Remember this, y'all. The Democrats' only agenda is to dump racism on Donald Trump and the Republicans. That's just all they have. They don't have any policies for Black Americans. They don't have any resources or tangibles or benefits for Black Americans. They can't point to nothing, zero, that they do for Black Americans. The only thing they can do is fearmonger. And right now, it's not working. So I'm telling you now, the Democrats have their fingers crossed that one Black person is going to go out there and they're going to be unalived. And now they got what they want so they can say, see, Trump did it to y'all. Come vote for us. This is what's happening. So it's good that we stay putting the pressure on them. So now they can't spin that, they can't twist that, and they can't try to get FBA involved in something that does not concern us. I send a shout out to ICE. I'm always supporting anybody cleaning our neighborhoods up from the gangbangers. Let's make that clear. See, everybody wants to talk about crime this and crime that. Let me tell you something that Tupac Shakur, the great Tupac Shakur, he said it best. He said, we don't like the gangbanger, the drug dealer, and the criminal just as much as y'all don't like them. Only difference is that we got to live by it. That's the only difference. Y'all will have police officers with walkie-talkies pull up in tanks to make sure that these people don't come to your neighborhoods, but yet you dump these people in our neighborhoods from foreign areas. It's one thing to have to deal with just crime of people who are economically deprived. It's another thing when you take foreigners who are failures, dump them in those same communities. Family, that right there is toxic. And they know they created this toxic environment. They know they created this toxic atmosphere. Why? Because they want it to implode on us. That's the difference, fam. They want all of this to implode on foundationals. You don't put foreigners who are anti-Black, a gang member. Remember, Trail de Ragua, Donald Trump classified them as a terrorist organization. So let's get this clear, y'all. The Democrats are dumping classified terrorists in Black American communities. And then they're trying to cry foul when ICE agents come to get rid of those terrorists. So are you supporting terrorist gangbangers, Democrats? That's what it sounds like to me. Matter of fact, damn what it sounds like, that's what it is. If you are trying to stop ICE from raiding and getting rid of terroristic gangbangers from black communities, then that means that you are a terrorist sympathizer. And we don't negotiate with terrorists. So therefore, we don't give a damn. We're not helping you. You're on your own, Julio. When ICE pulls up, you got to go. Look at this, fam. This is what we be meaning. Then you got people out there talking about civil wars and all of these things. Fam, it's going to get way more crazy for everybody because now they got to live in a world where FBA is not helping them. Watch this.
They want a rematch of the Civil War.
The right wing in this country wants a rematch of the Civil War. I want that to sit in right now because the President of the United States of America has declared war on the people of Chicago and people across America.
We don't want a rematch. The president hasn't declared war on anyone, but they've declared him public enemy number one.
It is time to recognize that while you thought the enemy was the immigrant, or you thought the enemy was the trans person, or you thought that the enemy was the black folk, it is not any of those people on the list. It is the old white Nepo baby that is sitting in the White House.
Chicago's taking up arms. Over the weekend, this windy...
Look at that right there, y'all. That's what the Democrats want you involved in. We just good foundational black Americans doing everything that we have to do to persevere and survive. Fam, I have never seen people that want to disrupt a lineage's peace as much as they want to disrupt our peace. You want us to put away all of this peace and serenity we have to come pick up sticks and bats and fight people? I don't want none of that. That's the negative criminality in which the Democrats are trying to purposely get foundational black Americans knee deep in.
It looked like Fort Sumter.
Let's go! Get out of the road now! Get back! Get back! Get back! Get back!
I don't support this, family. This is not a black issue. Remember this, brothers and sisters. If they can convince you that this is a black issue, then you have just connected yourself to these criminals that are attacking federal agents. Be cautious who you consider an ally. Be cautious in what you consider your problem. Because once you affiliate with these individuals, it is guilty by association. And they want you to be associated and guilty by teaming up with these thugs that are attacking agents.
Thugs in bandanas threw rocks and bottles at ICE agents on patrol. Chicago police, nowhere to be found. One woman with a rifle rammed her car into an ICE vehicle, using it as a weapon. The ICE vehicle was disabled, leaving agents trapped and forced to open fire. The driver, Miramar Martinez, she was flagged last week for doxing agents and posting this, quote, "Hey, to all my gang, let's F these mother effers up. Don't let them take anyone." This was the second ramming incident over the weekend. The feds tried calling for backup, but Chicago PD was ordered to pull a Benghazi.
Stop, freeze. Watch this right here, brothers and sisters. They're attacking officers right now. This is the firestorm that they want you to walk directly into, all right? We're seeing through everything. We're reading all the tea leaves, brothers and sisters. We're thorough. Smash that like button right now. We're doing a lot of real investigation, journalism, and we just getting straight to the core. They want us to get involved in situations where people are openly attacking agents. And then when police get called, the Chicago PD are being told to stand down because the Democrats, like I just said previously, are protecting these thugs.
And again, per the Chief of Patrol, we have all the units that per 999, Chief of Patrol said all units clear out from there. We're not sending anybody over to that location.
Chicago PD says they did show up, but the dispatch you just heard said they were told to stand down. The mayor of Chicago doesn't think all lives matter.
Do you want Chicago police not to help ICE agents?
Our police department will respond to every incident in which their services are needed to keep people safe, protecting the fundamental right to be able to protest, ensuring the maximum safety of our residents.
Johnson's signaling that the police's priority is protecting protesters above everyone else. Agents are getting attacked with cars, projectiles, and being shot at across the country. But Governor Ribs is declaring war on ICE.
Trump and the thuggery that his agents have brought has actively made us less safe. The state of Illinois is going to use every lever at our disposal to resist this power grab and get Noam's thugs the hell out of Chicago. I'm not afraid.
25 people were shot over the weekend in Chicago. ICE is there because of the dereliction of duty by Biden and the Democrats.
You have black women with MAGA hats on in Chicago, all over the place.
He's talking about Chicago flips right there, family. That's what he's talking about. Remember now, remember y'all brothers and sisters, this is what the Democrats did not want. You see it. Watch what Donald Trump is saying. He's saying that we got black people in Chicago and they've been asking for ICE the whole damn time. Remember that. When the Democrats run around here all day long and say, we can't do nothing for black folks specifically. We can't help y'all. Think about this right now for a second, brothers and sisters. Donald Trump is hearing black folks in Chicago, and he's sending ICE agents to get rid of those thugs that harm black folks in Chicago. The Democrats get in office, and they don't do nothing for black people. Think about it. Let it sink in.
ICE is there because of the dereliction of duty by Biden and the Democrats.
You have black women with MAGA hats on in Chicago, all over the place. They want the Guard to come in. There was one woman, she was great today. She said, you know what? I don't care if it's the National Guard, the Army, the Marines, the Air Force. I don't care who comes in as long as we're safe. And that's the way most of the public feels.
Why don't Democrats want to protect black women? First, they didn't.
All right, good question. Democrats
didn't stand up for black kids with cancer. Now this. Jussie Smollett got the benefit of the doubt in Chicago, but not ICE.
There we go, man. Oh, man, there's so much stuff popping in the United States of America. I'm just happy to be a part of it. There's some legitimate questions, especially coming from the political party that supposedly loves black folks so much. How come you don't really care about those black women? I thought it was black girl magic. I thought Kamala Harris was black. I thought Donald Trump didn't like black folks. Looks like Donald Trump is listening and hearing black voters who are women more than the Democrats who are always trying to gender divide us with black men and black women. I'm just keeping it real. Is this saying that Donald Trump is great? Is this saying Republicans are great? No. But what it's showing you, if they're doing that, then what the hell are the Democrats doing? Low just got even lower, fam. It's not like we're dealing with a high standard here. So if you're getting an F in a class full of people who are still 25 years old in the third grade, I mean, damn, Democrats, you're crashing out bad. You're crashing out real bad. But isn't that the reality? That's exactly the reality. Because in Chicago, they were calling for ICE to come in. And Tom Homan gave his word that soon as he became the border czar, he was going to send them in. So they've kept their promise when it comes to mass immigration. A lot of people say, well, what did Donald Trump do for y'all? I'm going to tell you right now. Getting rid of illegals is where we can start. We can negotiate everything else. Let me tell you something. I don't just need Donald Trump talking about reparations. I need to be in that room when we have that conversation. My brothers and sisters need to be in the room when it comes to us talking about that. When it comes to immigration, I can sit back and watch that happen. I can sit back. We already did all our work with that. Remember this, family. When they start talking about well, is Donald Trump or the Republicans supported reparations? That's foundational black Americans putting that on the main stage like we are. And that's foundational black Americans coming to the table. Because remember, Democrats have conversations about reparations when we're not even present. They want to have all these HR 40s and stall bills and destroy bills before they get started. They want to present things to get rid of them. Africa's out there having conversations about reparations without us. So don't talk to me about Donald Trump and reparations. I want to be in every goddamn meeting. I want to be at every gathering. And anytime you utter the term reparations and black Americans, we need to be present. I'll handle Donald Trump in MAGA when it comes to reparations. I bet it's more than what the Democrats have ever done. But in the meantime, in between time, I can sit back when it comes to immigration and deportation and see people go home and I ain't even got to get off the couch. That's what we about. Fam, look at this right here. This is what I'm talking about. Notice that he alluded to black women in Chicago that said that they want ICE gone, or excuse me, they want ICE there to take the illegals and get them gone. Watch this right here. Shout out to our sister Danny C. She was on the broadcast a couple months ago. This is how she responded to a lot of those Democrats that are trying to pump that fear on us. Watch this.
Hold on. So we're not mad at the fact that a Trendiagua gang member had just murdered somebody in that same building on 75th and South Shore Drive.
How many of y'all knew that? How many of y'all knew that? Did all these liberals talk about that? So they didn't really care about black people, did it? Because if you cared about black people, you'd be talking about that Venezuelans are unaliving us in those buildings. This is contradiction number 3037. Why the Democrats care more about illegals than black Americans.
We're not mad because these people, Brandon Johnson and your alderman, knew who these people are. We're not mad at them for allowing this to happen in our communities and putting all of these people in our communities in these buildings and allow these gang members to take over our buildings in our community. We're not mad at that. We're not mad at these elected officials in Chicago who knew this was happening because we, the residents, were calling. Do you know how many calls they received about that building on South Shore Drive alone? On 75th and South Shore Drive, that exact building, do you know how many calls they received? And they didn't do anything about it. And so we're not mad at that. But we're mad because ICE had to come in and clean up the buildings that the Democrats allowed for illegal alien gang members to take over. We're mad because ICE had to come in and take care of this situation and do the job that our elected officials refuse to do, the jobs that we pay them to do. And we're mad at ICE for doing that. Okay. Oh yeah, we crazy. We gone.
Shout out to our sister, man. Shout out. We had a conversation on this broadcast before, and they be really out there doing their thing, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to them. But you notice that Donald Trump is acknowledging the fact that the black community does that. Fam, if you just comparing the two now, Donald Trump, black Americans are the ones who built this country. Democrats never said that. Donald Trump, the 14th Amendment is for the babies of slaves. The Democrats never said that. Donald Trump, you got black women who have MAGA hats who want ICE to come in and get rid of the illegals. The Democrats have never said that. As a matter of fact, the Democrats have said the complete contrast to that. They tell us that the 14th Amendment is not for us, it's for illegals. Fam, there's a big gap between what the Democrats say about black people and what Donald Trump says, all right? They tell us that those illegals are our friends and we should go get involved and perhaps get unalived by an ICE agent and an ICE officer. Donald Trump didn't say that, okay? They also said that illegals built America. So Donald Trump says that black Americans built America and you're just now getting the credit for it. And at the same exact time, Kamala Harris, Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, all of them, all the above said this is a nation of immigrants. So you can see a direct contrast between what both sides are saying. And remember, the standard is already low. So if you're down here with the Democrats family, you're not on the floor, you're beneath the floor. You're as low and can't nobody see you. But this is what we've been doing. And as I tell everybody, we've moved ourselves out of the stage, brothers and sisters, of just saying things. What we're doing now is that we're really out here regulating. We're out here putting it live for the Democrats to see. We're exposing them on the forefront. See, it used to be black Americans. We out here standing on business and the message just gets signal boosted. No. Now we in front of them. We in their faces. We pulling out those receipts in front of everybody. We showing the world what it looked like. We right now are leading the fray when it comes to regulating any form of politics. That's just not working right now. The Democrats are down bad right now. The Democrats are horrible. They're in the worst position because black Americans, we're not taking a sit back and watch, a reactive measure. We're proactive. So therefore, fam, we're being the regulators on the front stage and letting it be known. Now, shout out to our sister for regulating and calling out all those people. Shout out to our sister for talking about what's really going on there in Chicago. Shout out to the previous sister who was down there in the building. And shout out to everybody who's seeing it. But now let me take you inside the building. This brother popped up and he has a video out where he's going through these buildings and he's showing you the Venezuelans. So right now, Black Alpha, I'm about to show y'all what's going on inside of these buildings. You hear a lot of chirping about outside. Let's go on inside the building and let me show y'all that them same Venezuelans that we seen that were gang members in Colorado and told you they was going to Chicago. Now let me show y'all them in Chicago and what they're doing to our communities. This is what wearing down a black community looks like from an illegal invader. Look at this. Family, Check this out right here. This brother, I want to give brother credit, but a lot of these people, they don't be putting out their stuff, man. You got to put your intel out, put your info. He said that he used to work management in the buildings in Chicago on the South Shore. Shout out to Chicago. Somebody said something about Chicago. I said, baby, I'm heavy in Chicago. They love me. Midwest boys, Ohio to Chicago. Check this out, family. Watch what's going on in these buildings. Please, if you can, video screen record this.
First and second floor today. Gonna get it out the way. Check it out. What up? Hola. Hola.
Here go your illegal immigrants right there. By the way, title, Illegal Migrants, 30 units in Chicago South Shore. Watch the migrants, y'all. Look what they're doing to our buildings.
First and second floor today. Gonna get it out the way. Check it out. What up? Hola. Hola. Good. Bien. Check it out. Boarded up. Locks. Swells. So they doing around Chicago, find the most vulnerable builders. So they doing around Chicago, find the most vulnerable builders and move in. I say move in, they take over. Take on this road right quick. First and second floor today. Gonna get it out the way. Check it out. What up?
Y'all, hold on 1 second, family. Hold on 1 second. I got people calling me. Hold on. 1 milliframe, y'all. Hold up. Here we go.
Hola. Hola. Good. Bien. Check it out. Boarded up. Locks. Venezuelans. Venezuela, I'm gonna tell you how I know. So when we was managing this building 2 years ago, we never used these locks. I'm gonna show you the type of locks that's being used and how you know that it's being who live in it. This trust has been like this for like 3 months.
Look at that building, y'all. Look at that building, fam. You see that right there? Look at that damn building, fam.
It's just all flooded. All flooded, look. Step over right quick. Put my face mask on. Look at this. It's wide open. Risk kids. When anybody get snatched up, look, just wide open. Boards. Now there's been a hope to run into some of the Venezuelans. The way she ain't bullshit.
Look at the flooding, y'all. Look at the flooding right there. You see it, fam, all down the hallway, all through it, fam. And notice what he said. He said the locks he knows by who's a Venezuelan. Let me go back if you didn't catch it. He said the locks that you can see, he knows that they're from the Venezuelans because they got new locks.
I'm gonna tell you how I know. So when we was managing Venezuelans.
Right there.
Venezuela, I'm gonna tell you.
Right there, family. He said, I'm going to show y'all that right there. He said, I can tell if Venezuelans are occupying the unit because when they came, they got special locks and new locks, meaning we done got them some new-ish while the black folks got to use the decroded ones. You see what it looks like when people overtake our communities.
Wait, she ain't bullshit. Regular lock. Regular. See this shit. Boarded up. It's the boiler room. You actually got somebody living in the boiler room. It's crazy.
Somebody's living in the boiler room, y'all. Come on, brothers and sisters.
See the mailboxes. There's the elevators. See they spray painted cameras. Spray painted no cameras. This the front. This the front entrance. Look at this jungle. It's like New Jack City. Yeah. Say all windows wide open. Windows broke, wide open. Cords running through up the walls. Locks broken in. So I got my keys dangling. Need to let people.
Look at that, kicking in doors, fam. The locks is busted. Look at this. Look at this, fam. Come on.
Locks broken in. So I got my keys dangling. Need to let people know I'm coming. I don't want to surprise nobody. Safety, people, safety. So this is the back entrance going to the laundry room. I'll show you this. Look at the doors. Try to slow down with the camera so y'all get a better look. They'll be taking those out in a minute. They're gonna be jumping. A lot of Venezuelans got F-150s. They'll be jumping those. This is the back. That's how it is. So a lot of people should know exactly what I'm making. This is just the first floor views. Cameras sprayed. Like this completely out. Mo Korea ain't gonna be walking inside the joints, but they're gonna show you right there. Broke in. The mainly occupied floors is probably the 5th floor. And all these broke into. The 1st floor, 2nd floor, they completely.
All of them are broken into, y'all. They going in there. They probably using the bathroom in the hallway, kicking in doors, selling drugs, fam. This just look, hey, fam, does this not look just like the apartments in Aurora, Colorado a year ago that the Dems said wasn't happening?
Took over. No, they don't throw the stuff to the garbage. They just move it to the hallway and move right in. It's crazy. Look, let your codes run through. 2 units. Check this out. It's
Look
crazy.
at that.
Just wide open. Anybody walk in from anywhere.
Hell no.
Check this.
Look at that, family.
out. It's crazy.
Look at that apartment, y'all. Oh, damn, they running this over.
Just wide open. Anybody walk in. Again, look. Break in. Electric man. Break in. Board it up. They so bold, they don't even move the boards. They leave the furniture in the board right outside the door that the apartment that they broke in. But this is what they not gonna show you. But I'm gonna show you. This been like this for months.
This is what they not gonna show you, but I'm gonna show you. It's been like this for months. That's what the brother just said.
Look at this. Wide open. I'm not about to walk up in there, but give you a rundown. That's what it is. Hazard. Every floor is a hazard. But this is what they're not gonna show you. I'm gonna show it to you. Look, that's not a house though, but somebody living in there. Kind of got a light view. Look at this. Look at this. No locks at all. They went in cords all the way to the next unit. Break in. You know, they got into a little altercation a little month back, and they started kicking each other doors in. All kind of shit. So what I'm seeing right now, the whole entire first floor and the whole entire second floor is nothing but illegal migrants.
Damn, look at that door.
You know, they got into a little altercation a little month back, and they started kicking each other doors in. All kind of shit. So what I'm seeing right now, the whole entire.
Look at the door, fam. He said they got into an altercation a few months ago, so now they just kicking in each other's doors. Straight up, just kicking the door in, fam. You see exactly what I mean, fam. That right there is exclusive right here. You're going to find on the Black Alpha Network, fam. So not only was we telling everybody about what was happening outside the building, we done took you inside the damn building, and you can see what it looks like when illegal invaders are dumped off into Black American communities and how they wear it down, how they're out there using drugs, how they're living in the worst conditions. They're kicking doors down. They're having altercations amongst themselves, not to mention the criminal activity. All of this was known because all of this was by design. They purposely put these people here, family, so they can use them against Black Americans. And eventually they don't want no brothers and sisters there, and just that. So basically the Democratic Party and the liberals are okay with those conditions if it means getting 2 or 3 new votes. Because remember, they are illegals above Americans, and they're especially illegals above Black Americans. That's just how they function, y'all. So you seen that right there. And by the way, I don't want to ever hear nobody talking about somehow Black Americans be living. You look how they living right there, fam, and it ain't too good. And this is what our sister was saying a minute ago, that brothers and sisters been wanting that out of their community. Brothers and sisters been wanting to get these people going. They've been trying to tell these individuals how they got to get the hell up out of our way, but nobody was trying to hear it. So eventually, Donald Trump ended up becoming president. And as soon as Donald Trump became president, next thing you know, family, voila, these people are getting pulled out the way. And there's been low-key a thing, like I was telling people, where Donald Trump is using the MAGA base in crime to kind of pull a little slickster move to go into these places. They know, like we know, who the Democrats have favored and where the Democrats have placed these people. So when people sit there and say crime, 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 like I told y'all before, y'all notice black folks are slowly being dropped off. And what you're seeing is more and more about the illegals. I told everybody before, they were so worried about Chicago, they should have worried about Jethro. But do y'all notice the only people talking about black folks in this situation are Democrats? Y'all notice that, right? Notice that the dominant society has always played this game of pity pat back and forth. But if you're watching now, the only people who are connecting this to black Americans are liberals. The Republicans at this point, they don't kind of jump off of that. It all started off with crime, crime, crime. Now, next thing you know, fam, all they talking about is getting Brandon Johnson up out of there. They're talking about illegal immigrants. They're talking about Tel Del Rog, whatever the hell their names are. Y'all notice that though, right? The liberals are talking about black people. That's it. The Republicans are talking about Latino gangs. There you go. One is talking about the illegals. The other somehow talking about us. The Democrats aren't even talking about illegal immigrants. Notice how quiet they've been, fam. They're not bringing up the illegals. Democrats haven't said a word about the illegal immigrants, almost as if they're not even there. I just showed you there, clear as day. Our sister Danny C was saying it. The previous sister before, the Patrice, she was talking about it. The brother right there, he was exposing it. So the people who are there in Chicago know this. The only people who aren't saying the word are the Democrats because they need black Americans to get involved so they can get foundational black Americans hemmed up. That's really what it is, fam. That's what it is. And if you notice the people who kind of been behind that mostly is you've seen a bunch of tethers. Tethers of all different backgrounds too, y'all. All different backgrounds. You got tethers that are not even Venezuelan gang members, and they're trying to get involved. The Africans are out there. I would say every video that you see right now of people saying, we told y'all black Americans, I would say they're Democratic shields and they're tethers, and when you put them together, you got the tethercrats. That's really what you're seeing. And fam, y'all seen this tether before, okay? And this is what I'm talking about. These tethers on one hand tell us how bads and means we are, and then on the other hand, they say things like this. It shows you the illegal immigrants and the tethers of color are all the same. That means we're going to delineate from all their asses all at one time. Watch this, fam. This is what I mean when I say these people are out here saying this. Y'all done seen this dusty, musty, and always rusty tether before, but here's this dusty, musty, and always rusty tether again. Watch this.
Trump is going to deport you back to Africa. Coon, Uncle Tom. Well, if Trump deports me, he will deport you too, since we're all Americans. No, he's not coming for us. We built this country. Our forefathers built this country. We are FBA. Meanwhile, you are all over this app now, crying because ICE detained you. You remember every comment, every word? I'm calling ICE on you. ICE, 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 ICE. Well, ICE got to you first. I thought the cultural appropriation, we invented everything. Everybody wants to be like us. We are untouchable crew. Could not be touched. I have been saying it. You all aren't special. Stop looking down on African Americans or Africans in general. You don't like us because we voted for Trump. We don't play the race card. Live with a victim mindset. Or
fam, what the hell is she saying? All I hear is bushmeat babble. This is all I'm hearing. Fam, what is she talking about? Black Americans are running around here upset because ICE is coming, but yet they didn't deport us, and we're mad at her for voting for Trump. Do you see how tethers ain't got their minds right? Just like their homelands ain't right, and apparently her hairstyle's not too right either. Do y'all see what I'm talking about? What is she saying? Oh, you black Americans, you called me coon. You mad because we vote Donald Trump. What? Who? Like, we never said nothing about y'all voting for Donald Trump. We look at it silly, the very fact that y'all think y'all gonna come over here and join the plantation. That's what's really wrong with you. And on top of all of that, the fact that foundational black Americans, we're not getting deported. Do y'all see how tethers and Democratic shields are trying to push this fairy tale that just isn't happening? Fam, do you see what happens when you keep winning and you keep beating people? They just start saying things. You got the Democratic shield saying, y'all silent now, and we're loud as ever. And then you got this musty, dusty, always rusty FBI, flea bitten illegal. She's sitting here and she's saying, we got y'all now. No, nobody did anything. The only thing that is still the same is y'all all are getting deported. Brothers and sisters, what has changed in this scenario? Nothing has changed. The only thing that's still prevalent is y'all still getting deported, Mrs. Fufu, Bushmeat, Babble.
I hate white people just for existing. That raid in Chicago wasn't random. It targeted people linked to gangs, drug trafficking, and weapons crime. So 37 arrests. So tell me, were any Black Americans caught up in that? And even if they wanted to deport FBA, where would they send them? To the fear of being African homeland, or maybe Atlantis.
That was lame as hell. Boy, she thought she ate, didn't she? She thought she ate, just like the kids in her homeland thought they ate. Fam, you got to thought they ate thinking that they ate something. No, they didn't. She said, where are you going to send them? To the fear of being African home. That was lame as hell, wasn't it? Boy, that was lame as hell. Africans swear they be eating, don't they? Like, I tell you something. You're so lazy that if I called your phone, you wouldn't even answer. What? No. You so goddamn dusty and so musty that when I pick up the phone, I'm calling ICE and telling them to take your ass and bring some deodorant with you, because that's what y'all need. Y'all need deodorant and y'all need dinner. Okay, because you ain't got no deodorant because we can smell you, and you ain't got no damn dinner because the bush is closed. Okay, the bush is closed, so there won't be no damn bush meat. They don't like FBA phones. Let me tell you something. This phone right here, family, is their worst nightmare, because this phone can send them home. Family, we just come up with a new one. The only thing they hate more than just, not being accepted by the dominant society, they hate FBA phones. Because an FBA cell phone can send their asses back home. They don't like that. See, this is the difference, fam. We've left them with nothing but deportation. That's it. Yeah, dinner and deodorant. They need it. I'm telling y'all, because y'all know they ain't got either one. That's why they think they jokes ate, because they ain't ate. So they got to try to compensate somehow. Like, my joke has to eat because my kids cannot eat. Someone who's going to have to eat. They don't really know about eating very well. No, they don't. No. See, we don't eat out the bush. So their problems aren't ours. But fam, if you look at it, why are they mad? Because we've left them with nothing but deportation. Now the dust is starting to settle, okay? It's back to reality time. Now they're starting to realize you are not getting foundational Black Americans involved. You keep begging, because this is begging, y'all. This is just begging us. At this point, the last 3, 4, 5 months, particularly the last year, has just been all of these minority groups begging Black Americans for help. Some of them beg and get angry. Some of them beg and tell whack-ass jokes about not eating. And some of them beg and complain and pray. Why do you think they was talking about a rapture a couple days ago? All right, that was them saying, if we cannot stay and blacks won't help us, then rapture take me now. They want to see white Jesus right now. Let me tell you something. They'd rather just go bye-bye and see white Jesus than have to deal with deportation. You see the deportation videos. Aren't they always crying? They're always crying. So right now, that's why they had the whole rapture. Remember, fam, it came out that whole little rapture thing they were talking about on social media, that was from a tether. Tether started that. So family, you got raptures, praying, begging, screaming, upset, bad jokes, and no dinner tonight. And we've left them with nothing but deportations. They have nothing to look forward to. This time a year ago, they thought they were going to look forward to all them tangibles, right? All them benefits. They thought that they was going to look forward to being up in them nice hotel rooms that they were in. No. They thought they were going to be in nice apartment buildings in Chicago. No. All we've done is stripped away their future. They don't have nothing left. Because let me tell you the main thing, fam. The Democrats tell a billion lies. The liberals come up with a billion fairy tales. All the tethers are upset. All the Democratic shields. Everybody's trying to say something about Black Americans getting deported, and it hasn't happened. What has changed in this scenario? Nothing. Black Americans still don't give a damn. We still ain't putting on the cape. We still ain't getting deported. And all of them are getting deported and sent back home. So nothing's changed. We're still here because we're homegrown. And your ass is about to be flown home on a plane brought to you by deportation. So nothing's changed. Not for us. But your location is about to change. And fam, when I tell y'all that locations are about to change for a lot of these individuals, there's some more stuff that I want to bring up and I want to bring to everybody's attention, because now you're starting to see the back and forth, the left and right, where people really deep down inside are trying to find every little avenue into our culture, right? They want our culture so bad. We've known that these individuals want our culture. So there's been a hell of a lot of back and forth infighting, a lot of people doing, basically just coming up with whatever they can come up with, trying to talk about this whole foundational Black American Renaissance. They're talking about Solon. They're talking about a lot of things, because tethers, they starting to feel that maybe and perhaps they can involve themselves in Black American culture and use that as a shield. See, now they're trying to use being a foundational Black American as a means for them to perhaps duck and evade ICE. That's what they're doing. They're trying to basically snuggle up next to FBA so they can get away, and maybe ICE will come by and, won't say nothing to them. But that's not going to work too good in their favor. But there was this person that came out and had a video, and she said that she's a Black American. I questioned her Black American credentials. She says that she went and got her an African husband. Sisters don't really lay down with African dudes. And then she had a baby. And she wants to ask you guys, does that make her Solon? Does that make her FBA? Does that make her certified? And I'm going to show y'all, and I already know I should put up the FBA roast now because I know y'all about to get this woman. Whoever you are, suspected tether, number 3052, you might have to deal with certified live, the livest chat in the world. So I will not be held responsible when they roast you. Just make sure your wig is on tight. Make sure that forehead is at least covered up to at least a 2 head. And I'm going to let my brothers and sisters work. Fam, now they're trying to seek refuge in our communities. So perhaps they can evade ICE. Maybe ICE will drive right by and won't come their way. But she's got a question. She says, your Solon sister has a serious question. Fam, do you question if she's really a Black American, the fact that she had to announce it? Y'all let me know.
Hey, y'all. So it is your fellow Solon here. And I just have a question, right? So, I went down a total rabbit hole last night figuring out this whole Black American culture. And I'm here for it. I love it. I found out about the language and everything, but I just have one question. See, I have always been so pro-Black. And for me, it was always, oh, you need to get back to your roots. Go back to Africa. So who better to recreate with than an African? So my baby is 100%. Well, I am 100% Solon because all of my ancestors are traced back to here. But
fam, do you believe? Do y'all believe this? Yeah, man, she kind of stuttered a little bit. Well, because I'm 100% Solon, because my those people are from my family, are from here. Yeah. Ain't that what y'all say? Ain't that what Black Americans say? Fam, I'm starting to get a real African vibe here. Did you go and marry an African man because you're an African? That's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if you married an African man because you're an African. I don't think this is a Black American, everybody. So she wants to know what comes about. She bucking them eyes too. That's that African buck. Y'all know that African eye buck is a little different. Okay. Black Americans, when they start bucking their eyes, RCOOs, they buck their eyes at butter biscuits. Africans buck their eyes at bushmeat. She's bushmeat eye bucking. I think this is an African. I don't think this is a Black American, brothers and sisters. And she says, what does that make her child? Is her child a Black American?
And everything, but I just have one question. See, I have always been so pro-Black. And for me, it was always, oh, you need to get back to your roots. Go back to Africa. So who better to recreate with than an African? So my baby is 100%. Well, I am 100% Solon because all of my ancestors are traced back to here. But my son's father is 100% Togolese, so 100% African. What does that mean for my baby? Hey, y'all. So,
fam, what does that mean for her baby? Did a African and an African create a Black American? This is what they're trying to do now. We got to be thorough with it, fam. This is what it looked like. This is what I'm saying. An anchor baby. Yeah, I hear a West Indian accent as well. I don't believe that's a Black American woman. And the fact that she didn't really know, she's like, I've been studying this Solon. You notice how she couldn't really piece it together? She was like, I've been studying this Black American thing. Wait, Tethers, let me talk to you. Let Black Alpha please talk to some of these Tethers real quick. Tethers, when you come out here and you start off talking as an outsider and you're speaking from across the street, don't tell me that you was born and raised in this house, all right? We can hear y'all talking from a distance. They like to say terms like y'all. You notice that y'all will slip out, right? They'll be talking stuff then about y'all. We y'all. They do that a lot, okay? this lets you know that we know that these individuals are not of the lineage. And you could tell she didn't really know what she was getting at. She was like, I'm 100%. I mean, my child is 100%. She didn't really understand the dynamics of it. What I believe is this, fam. I believe she's trying to have an anchor baby. What we're going to start seeing now are anchor FBA babies. Okay, this is what we're going to start seeing now. They're going to be these anchor FBA babies, where an anchor baby would just come to America, have a child in the last week of pregnancy, and get citizenship. Now what they're trying to do is they're trying to manipulate and make it look like their children are FBA. That's what they're trying to do. It's like, I can't be an FBA, so perhaps my child can be an FBA, and perhaps that child can have all the luxuries and send us money and go back home. That's really what you're starting to see now, fam. And I knew she wasn't a Black American when she started off saying, I'm just now figuring out this Black American thing. That sounds like someone who's not a Black American. I would never say, I'm just trying to figure out what being Black is. If you're just trying to figure it out, that means you ain't like us, okay? But this is what they're doing now. We talked about this a few days ago. The tethers are going into like 3, 4, 5 in different areas. She's trying to make it look like she doesn't know what it is, so perhaps she can have a little anchor FBA baby. And one of the main things they're doing now, brothers and sisters, is that they're running with this first, second, third generation stuff. You got to always watch it, because as it unfolds, we go along with it. Now they're running with this first, second, third. Remember, a first, second, third, 1,000th generation person is still just a tether, because when you're really indigenous, you don't add the generation to it. We don't run around and say, hey, I'm a whatever generation Black American. Either you're a Black American or you're not. When you got to add generation to it, that means you're an African, or you're a Caribbean, or you're a Latino, but you ain't one of us. Y'all look at this lady right here. She does the same thing, family. Watch how this woman, she tries to say that she's a first, second, third generation, and it's starting to hit you more and more, fam. You're starting to hear about the 4 grandparents. They think their 4 grandparents computes to our 1,000 grandparents, 2,000 grandparents. So many damn grandparents, fam, we lose count at about 50,000. Now they're running with the first generation and the 4 grandparents. Watch this suspected tether. She's got a question for all of y'all. She wants to know if she African American or is she a Black American. Watch.
At the store, this guy comes up to me and he's just like, where you from? I tell him I'm African American, and he was just like, oh, where are your parents from? I tell him that my parents are from Ghana and Togo, and he was just like, oh, so you're just African. I'm like, no, I'm African American. And then I go, yeah, but if you want to say I'm African, like, I'm not going to not claim it, but I was just born and raised here. That's why I classify myself as African American, right? He goes, oh, you Africans, you come from Africa, and you come to America, and you claim that you're African American. You guys are taking the credit and taking the value off of Black Americans who were born and raised here. Question mark? So I'm like, I'm confused. Like, is there something against Africans? Like, hello? And he's just like, no, like, Africans who were born in America are still Africans. You shouldn't classify yourself as African American. And he said now he doesn't classify himself as African American because we classify ourselves as African American, if that makes sense. He's just like, he doesn't want to be a part of us, so he just classifies himself as Black American. So I guess that's what's happening now, y'all. Let me know if I'm wrong. Shoot, am I just African or am I African American? Like, I was at the store. This guy comes up to me.
You damn right you were African. You were, hell yeah, you, what you think you are? Listen, fam, listen to her harp on them grandparents again.
He's just like, where you from? I tell him I'm African American, and he was just like, oh, where are your parents from? I tell him that my parents are from Ghana and Togo, and he was just like, oh, so you're just African. I'm like, no, I'm African American. And then I go, yeah, but if you want to say I'm African, like, I'm not going to not claim it, but I was just born and raised here. That's why I classify myself as African American, right?
No, you ain't no damn Black American. I know that. You are straight up 100% African. That's all you are. You just a straight up African and live with it. Why you want to be something that you're not? You know what I'm saying? So, fam, what we're doing now, we're getting rid of all the people trying to make debates out of it. You know what I mean? We ain't going to do that Charlie fatigue stuff. Debate me. Ain't no debate. I'm right. You wrong. How about that one? We'll agree to disagree. No, I'll agree that I'm right. You're wrong. Get the hell out of my way. All right? That's what it is. Prove. I ain't here to prove nothing. I already know. See, we got the luxury of knowing. We got the luxury of being where we at. We got the luxury of citizenship. They don't. So they're going to start harping on that. Notice, by the way, fam, they never, and I mean this, fam, they never talked about their grandparents until we start talking about our grandparents. All this stuff about your ancestors, no one ever talked about ancestors before. until we made it a thing. No one ever talked about your grandparents, how many grandparents you have. No one ever talked about your bloodlines, your DNA, and your family tree. They talk more about the family tree of us than they talk about their own family tree. You know why? Because if you start talking about their family tree, you're going to be back in Congolos. You're going to be back into whatever the hell Los. But it ain't going to be right here. You're going to be in some damn village in Africa, some damn bush in Jamaica, some goddamn water well in Haiti, but you won't be here in America next to foundational Black Americans. It's just not. So you know how they've been running that game. And me, I done showed y'all all my grandparents right here on the broadcast. And the reason why I wanted to do that, I want to show y'all my grandparents so we can get ahead of them trying to talk about their grandparents. And by the way, you notice they never show any pictures of their grandparents. You just hear stories about it. Oh, yeah, because my 1, 2, 3 grandparents, they're trying to make it murky on what a foundational Black American is. And you notice they're always skipping over foundational. They don't ever talk about that part. See, that's the main key aspect of it. That's the key core. And the fact that that key core is elevated and activated and why they can't really run away. This is why these people are so sad and down bad. That's just what it is. And they just going to have to stay that way because we're not changing what it is. It is what it is. The standard is the standard. So you're dealing with now these people trying to find backdoor avenues because the desperation is thick. And I'm always talking about desperation coming from these outside groups and these outside sources. They need to get inside the house of foundational Black Americans. They just cannot do it. So they got to come up with these fabrications and these fairy tales, and none of it's going down. Fam, we already talked about the foundational African. Do you know now they're talking about the foundational Caribbeans? We spoke about that. But let me take it a step further, fam. They're out here now talking about they created it. They're like, yeah, we was up one night and we came up with foundational this. Nobody ever said foundational before neither. Look at this, man. Shout out to this sister. She be doing real good work. Love her work. She be over there holding it down. Check this out right here. She goes in, fam, but watch her expose some of these people talking about foundational Caribbeans, but watch how they're making it look like they created it, y'all. Watch this.
Welcome back to Okada News, where we only talk about facts because we don't care about your feelings. So today, one of our local watchers has brought us the news stating that the EBCs, the Everywhere But the Caribbeans, that now they want to be called Foundational Black Caribbeans. See, they really going to be out here talking about, yeah, we created that movement, but weren't they the same groups with the EBAs that were sitting here talking about that's divisive, like y'all are not trying to claim anything that we have, like we created hip hop and everything like that. Y'all keep proving that we're the leader and y'all are the followers, because what are you actually talking about? Like, what are you talking about now, FBC? Well, you know what? I found a video. Let's take a little look-see-poo.
Hey, have you heard of the Foundational Black Caribbean? Oh, so yeah, they refer to themselves as the FBC. They're proud descendants of enslaved African who were brought to the Caribbean through the transatlantic slave trade. So they have a lineages and culture that's deeply rooted in the Caribbeans. So it was founded by a couple brothers and sisters from IET and Jamaica. Yeah, that's what I said.
It was founded by some Jamaicans. Did they just leave out the whole fact that foundational Black American, that term was founded by our brother Tariq in reference to our lineage? Did they just sit there and make it look like they created it? You stole it. You did it in 4K. The world is watching. Fam, do you see how low budget these people are? Are they sitting here saying they found something that we can all point to that came from us? Fam, this ain't saying you stole something from 1802 or you stole an artifact or you stole something from 1961. They're saying they stole something from the last few years that we can all dispel. These folks have no shame, no backbone at all. You didn't find nothing, you stole it.
Deeply rooted in the Caribbeans. So it was founded by a couple brothers and sisters from IET and Jamaica. Yeah, that's what I said. IET and Jamaica. So it was founded right here on TikTok. One night, a couple of Zoe and Jamaicans was like, yeah. So they don't consider us a part of.
That's interesting. That's interesting. It really gives y'all really sit up here and y'all copy everything we do. You can't tell me we ain't the main characters. We are the entire show because we have nothing but little fans that follow us around and all of a sudden want to become top tier. Next thing you know, they'll be stating that they created this too. That is so interesting. So because we said we wanted delineation, y'all said, we're still leeching. We're still leeching. How are y'all going to be FBC but y'all are also simultaneously EBC. How does that work? How does that work? Because the way y'all try and claim everything that our ancestors did on this land is shameful. Shame, shame. Everybody don't care about your names.
Damn, man. Hey, there you go. There, fam. Boy, you done seen it all. You see what I'm talking about, though, right? You see how it's just the I want to be FBA Olympics. I want to steal from FBA. She's sitting there talking about some Zoles and some Jamaicans. Just sat there one night and came up, but she trying to put an origin date on it and all that, man. Hell nah. You ain't finding nothing because that comes from us. That's a foundational Black American thing. But let me tell everybody why we're being very strategic. Notice this now, and I want y'all to notice this, okay? They're trying to take the term African American. This is why we said not only are we not identifying as African American, we are putting that word to rest. We're getting rid of that word, canceled. Because what you're going to start to see now, and we touched and alluded to it previously this summer, midsummer, what they're going to start doing now, brothers and sisters, is that they're going to try to say, okay, we're not foundational Black Americans, we'll be African Americans. But you got to be cautious, because if they go by the term African American, which is what they really are, because we were never that, but if they go by African American, then they're going to inherit everything that's been classified or written down as African American. This was the trouble of letting the dominant society reclassify you. When the dominant society reclassifies us, eventually, when we get rid of that name, somebody can come and pick that name up, and they get all the credit for what's documented going towards that name. Meaning, if you call me Bob, and I say my name ain't Bob, but yet I got all this damn money, somebody else is going to pick up that name and say, oh, I'll be Bob. And then he going to get all that money in the bank account that goes to me. This is why you don't let people classify or reclassify you. So we have to be extra. When we denounce the term African American, we have to cancel the term African American, because a lot of people are going to take that term now and inherit it. This is why Africans, if you notice, like the previous tether was saying, okay, I'll just call myself an African American or an American African. It all goes together, y'all. You got to be very, very cautious with all of that. That's just what you got to do. You got to be very, very cautious of it, because these individuals are very slick. Now that we've transitioned to FBA and they realize they cannot get a hold of FBA, eventually they're going to start saying, okay, I'm African American. The same African American they never wanted to be, right? Never, right? They were, I'm just an African. Now they're going to want to be that. So you got to be very cautious of the way they play that game. You have to denounce all of them. See, listen, fam, when somebody reclassifies or classifies or puts a name on you, your job is to get rid of that term and its capacity, not just throw it away. What happens, fam, when you get a bill in the mail, right? Or you're throwing away old bills, or you're throwing away old envelopes? What's the first thing you do? You rip them up. You don't take a bill that came and then you just rip it once and throw it away, because somebody going to go through that trash and they're going to get all your stuff. You rip it all up, you burn it, and then you get rid of it. Well, when you burn it, it is done and it's over with. You got to do that with the name African American. You have to get that term completely out of the lexicon, completely, because if you do not get that term out of the lexicon, somebody going to come around here and they're going to say, well, you know what? I'll be that. And then the Democrats be, oh, perfect. This is a beautiful thing. So you see the reason why foundational Black Americans are being so thorough. I told y'all, we're precise. There is no stone that will be left unturned. We're going to go underneath every stone. We're going to cover our bases. We're going to be very strategic. We're going to understand where the lies can come from. We're going to forecast, see them, and we're going to prevail. That's just how we get down. But let me show y'all some of the things they've been doing. Isn't it funny that in Illinois, while they're trying to dump these illegals on us, you got tethers running around here wanting to be African Americans now? Because remember, they'll say anything to get that American term attached to them. And also remember this, if we call ourselves foundational Black Americans and they eventually get the moniker of African American, that's going to be a backdoor way of fusing those two. All right. So you got to be cautious and let people know an African American just does not exist. Look at this right here, fam. Tethers do, though. This is something else that they're out here trying to run with. Do you find this suspicious, fam? The same time that they're having this erasure process, they're putting out ads like this. DNA Project hopes to reunite African Americans in Illinois with ancestral relatives in Africa. To actually meet a direct relative would be incredible. Are y'all picking up that right there? Is that not real funny style, family? Do you see the catch? So at the same time where they are openly trying to get foundational Black Americans replaced by whatever tether they can find, this is the same time now they want to have DNA projects. Fam, that is all meant to divert what we've been doing. We've done more with our lineage than all of these websites, all of these pay-to-play accounts, all of these we'll find your family trees. We as foundational Black Americans have done more research and got more to the root of our FBA family tree than any of these people have provided for us. So no, we're denouncing this as well, fam. Be cautious, because this is nothing more than another attempt to try to Africanize you. That's all it is, fam. They will try to Africanize you at every single corner. They will try to Africanize you at every single stop. They will try to Africanize you every chance that they possibly can get, because it's starting to get real spooky out here for the tethers. So remember that and keep that in. We denounce that as well. That is another thing that's denounced. If it isn't hands-on foundational Black American research, then we're just not going for it. We don't support anybody else. Okay, that's the thing, fam. These people operating on the outside trying to tell us what to do on the inside will not be tolerated. We won't go for it. We denounce, we reject all those things. Family, there's a lot of power in denouncing these individuals. There is a lot of power by getting these people out the way. And all we've been doing is exhibiting that power. Okay, we found it. We found where our power lies. This is what it is, you know. So now that we're moving on this type of level, it's putting us in prime position to achieve everything that we have professed it that we wanted to achieve. Goals are right around the corner. And you're starting to see a lot more people popping up, brothers and sisters, with a lot of these entanglements. They're also now trying to say, well, technically, wait, if Caribbeans were dropped off in the Caribbean, ain't that technically the Americas? You're starting to get a lot of technicallys. Ain't I technically an African American if I'm from Africa? Ain't I technically a Black American if I was born and raised here? Aren't Caribbeans technically Americans because they got dropped off by Christopher Columbus? Watch this right here, who I suspect is a tether as well. Watch this, fam. The redefinement of our definitions is not going to be tolerated, and it will be canceled in the process. Watch this, though.
So this is directly to the Sulans, FBAs, and the Caribbeans who don't think that they're American, and the Africans too, right? If Columbus discovered America by coming to the islands, and that's where he defined America, right? How are you not American? How are they not the same people? How are we not the same people as the people on the islands? I think y'all should do a little bit more research, because that's where he went. He didn't make it to the mainland. And he defined the people of the islands to be what? American. When he discovered what? America, it was where? The Caribbean. West Indian Islands, right? Cool. Take some time out to do some research on the Virginia Indians that got sent over to the Caribbean, or the ones that migrated to the Caribbean. Do some more history on these folks, instead of trying to separate the people that's already here, because a lot of those folks are my kinfolk. So this is directly to the...
Oh, because a lot of folks are his kinfolk. Did he just... Notice at the end, fam, he says he's a tether. You see? Now they're trying to push back what America is and what America isn't. So basically, family, if they cannot stop foundational Black Americans in terms of our delineation process, now they're trying to reshape and remold and restructure the Americas as the continents. That's what they're doing. And by the way, everybody knows when you talk about Americas, no one's doing the technically North and South America. Everybody understands the United States of America is who's in reference. So don't come to me talking about, well, technically the Americas is the No. The Americas is the United States. Mexicans don't run around here and say that I'm Mexican and technically that's America. Mesoamerica, South America. No one says that. These people identify by their own nationality. By the way, the same nationalities that they're always trying to say that they're separate from us when they're down there, but when they come here, they want to be a part of us. So we're not going for none of that either. We're shutting down every single lie ahead of time. They never thought there'd be a day where brothers and sisters would be this savvy, where we would catch them in their lies before they even perpetrated them. Yes, the hell we are right now. So I don't want to hear none of that. And by the way, that's a tether. All right, that's a tether right there. And that's more tether babble. And that tether was trying to get foundational Black Americans to somehow believe that what's going on with them and what's going on in his homeland affects us. None of that affects us. Nothing affects us. Fam, if we move just based on what affects us and what does not affect us, oh man, it's a different day. It's a different day. It's a different time. It's a different space. And this is what we're doing. See, I don't understand what people were doing in the past, okay? In the past, Black Americans got involved in things that didn't affect them. Now what we're doing, we're only moving if it affects us. Immigration, mass immigration, that affected us. ICE is there and they're getting them out the paint. Voting Democrat, voting blindly, voting blue, that affected us. Now we're getting that out the way. If it does not affect us, you're not getting our energy. All right. Everyone out here, fam, are just a bunch of minority vampires. They're minority vampires. They're energy vampires. They're here to drain you. And they think that we're going to stop and we're going to be like, okay, that's enough. Hell no. Hell no. We're only getting stronger and going further and further and further. And this is what I'm talking about. If you really want to go there and you want to talk about how these people truly feel about Black Americans, remember this, y'all. Right now, you're seeing that face of Black Americans, come help me. Black Americans, come save me. It's Black Americans, we need you. They're trying to pull out the minority card, the POC card, the Black and brown card today, when just damn yesterday it was y'all Black folks is the N-word. Y'all Black folks ain't no good. Y'all Black folks don't want to help us. Get out my yard. It was Trey de la Ragua. It was La Raza. It was all of those anti-Black American gangs in their communities. So I want everybody to notice, you'll see the true colors of these individuals, and then they'll turn around and show you fake colors whenever they need something. The days of only trying to hit FBA up when you need something are over, because we see through you. We know the real history behind all these communities. Family, you name me a tether from a tether background and dissect their background and tell me if it's not rooted in anti-Black American hatred. Where do you want to go? You want to talk about Mexicans? I will give you anti-Black American hatred in America from Mexicans, and I'll give it to you in Mexico from Mexicans. As a matter of fact, I'll give you anti-Afro-Mexican hatred from Mexicans. So you don't even like the darker complected people in your own homeland. So I know you don't like foundational Black Americans. Where you want to go? You want to talk about Puerto Rico? We can line them up as well. Where you want to go? Africa or Jamaica? They all have anti-Black American hatred. Remember, y'all, anti-Blackness, we're going to get rid of the term anti-Blackness the same way we got rid of the term African American. And I'm going to tell you why. There's some complexities that you have to evaluate. When you start talking about anti-Black racism, well, that is typically done by white people towards Black people. When you start talking about anti-Black American racism, that is done by fellow melanated people towards Black Americans. There's some specifics involved with anti-Black American hatred that you don't get with just regular anti-Blackness. Regular anti-Blackness, fam, is basically a cassette tape. All right, that's basically what it is. Anti-Black American racism, that is digital. That's streaming. That ain't 1952. This ain't no goddamn vinyl. All right, this ain't no 8-track. Anti-Black American hatred is so specific, so direct, and so modern. Anti-Blackness, well, that's easy. Anybody can just say that. You got people pulling up from India saying they don't like me because I'm Black like you. But are you a Black American? You understand? You got to also delineate slurs. Fam, I'm going there. Delineation is not just about a musty tether who has never seen deodorant. Of course it's about him because, we want him to not make people pass out when they smell him. However, delineation is about getting rid of political parties, getting rid of social ops, getting rid of connivers, getting rid of backstabbers, and it's also about the slurs in which they use. So when you say anti-Black racism, a lot of people who participate in anti-Black American racism are going to try to weasel their way into that term and act like it's something that they're affected by as well. Don't let these people who practice anti-Black American racism cry foul when they see anti-Black racism. It gets real, but we real right here with it. Every damn step, like Bobby Brown said, every little step, we going to be right goddamn there. Ain't nothing going to slide, family. So what we're doing now, we're delineating from terms that they have used against us. We're going to see if those terms can also help elevate people that have no business being elevated. Because remember, y'all, they'll come over here and say they all call us N-word. Remember, that is my point. That is an anti-Black American thing. When they say they all call us N-word, is that not them trying to fuse themselves with us? That's a tether tactic. It's a tether tactic to say that we're all viewed as the N-word. You know why? It's because the people who say that, they call us the N-word. You got to be cautious and you got to identify the difference between anti-Black racism and anti-Black American racism. All right? Because one person is going to say, brother, they don't like me neither. Yeah, and neither do you. As a matter of fact, through our observations and our analysis, we have determined that Africans and Jamaicans, they got more in common with white people than they do with us. They view us through the lenses of white people. So you're going to let them use the same words, or you're going to delineate them words too. It's easy when you number one. Y'all look at this right here, fam. This is what we're talking about. this is how it is. This goes to show you how these people really feel. Remember all those people saying Black Americans come help us? Watch how happy they are when they think that ICE is coming after us. This shows you 1 minute it's anti-Blackness, the next minute it's anti-Black American.
They are detaining Black people. They're illegally detaining and kidnapping Black Americans. I'm gonna tweak the out, bro.
Can we be for real, man? Nobody's asking you to take for your Latino brothers and sisters. Nobody's asking you to do some superhuman shit. You know what I'm saying? But when you are living in a city that has their name, when everything that you created in land that was theirs, it is your responsibility to
everything we created in a land that was theirs. Who? Where? This wasn't their land. Hell no, it wasn't their land. And by the way, they got broke off. A lot of people don't know America paid them. It's funny you took that damn payment back in the day, and now you want to come take my payment. You just want everybody's goddamn money. You want everybody's money. You took the money from America. Now you want to come back and take the money from the people who really built America. That ain't nothing but a damn scavenger. That's a scam. They don't do nothing but leech and use skin whitening bleach. That's all it is. And I think this guy's a damn tether. Sitting there talking about some, you took their money and this is their land. Hell no. I'm going to tell you what you done need, fam. Let's keep it real. This ain't nothing right here but one of those I want to be down with Chicanos, even though Chicanos don't want me around.
name. When everything that you created in land that was theirs. It is your responsibility to show up. You know what I'm saying? Like, we talk about the chicken and the egg. There is no chicken without the egg. And the egg is Los Angeles. Los Angeles. It is not Los Angeles. You feel what I'm saying? Since y'all want to talk about history, let's not just focus on this last election and them fuck-ass statistics y'all keep quoting. Let's talk about how when we were enslaved, there were those of us that fled to their country, to Mexico, and were given asylum. You feel what I'm talking about? Like, let's really be honest about it. If we're going to talk about history, we're going to talk about statistics, because they exist as well. Ultimately, bro, you ain't got to protest, you ain't got to boycott, you ain't got to donate, you ain't got to do none of that shit. But to get on here and to tell people to not help somebody in need is one bad spiritual energy, and that shit is going to come back to you.
Far be it from me to tell somebody.
Our spiritual energy is good. What you need to worry about is them SHIT locks on top of your damn head. And like somebody said in the chat, you a fake ass DeBarge. You a fake DeBarge. You better get the hell up out of here. Talking about something gonna come back. Gee, if you look spiritually, we are the most solid people in the United States of America. How do you know? Because we're the only happy people in the United States of America. Family, the problem in America right now is everybody's mad but us. That's really what it is. No one wants to talk about that. That's the elephant in the damn room. This is what's got them mad. They're all upset and angry, and we're not at all. And by the way, that was another Kamala supporter. Easy.
Somebody else what kind of content to make, but I would like to see one video, just one, from any of the hundreds of Black content creators who I saw come on this app making videos telling Black people to stay at home and not protest ICE on the streets of our cities because it wasn't our fight. Explain to me what happened to those Black people in that apartment building on the South Shore of Chicago, because it sure as hell looks like our fight.
Nope, nothing happened to them. Nothing. You ain't got the memo yet? You ain't got the memo? Ain't nothing happened to them.
I would like some accountability, because I watch you get on here and watch your enemies sharpen their swords and tell everyone else the blade's not for us. Accountability. Let's talk about it.
I made a video on TikTok that was a reaction to Black people saying this is not our fight when this whole ICE thing came around. And it wasn't all of them, it was just like a small portion. And so I made this video saying this is a reaction to what they're talking about, and then I gave my little spiel, and a lot of people got really angry at me. They were telling me that I was racist. They were saying that I needed to apologize to the Black community. They were saying that what I was saying wasn't true, that they weren't deporting Black people, but they were. I never said Black Americans. People got that confused. Anyways, I never cleared it up because I'm like, are you guys not reading what I'm reading? And now, this week, it's been announced that now Black Americans are being taken by ICE.
What are you reading? Because damn reading, we talking to the Black Americans who are there, And nothing you saying is really happening, Selena. So Selena done OD'd on some Belgrandes, and Selena don't know what the hell she's talking about. You better have some ice in a Belgrande and be quiet and let the real bosses do the real work.
And it's like, this is what I was saying all along. I was saying, like, they're going to start with the Latino community. They're eventually going to move to the other minorities. They were already taking Asian people. They were already taking other black people. Like, it was only a matter of time.
No, it's not. And this is what we're talking about. Family, isn't it funny that these individuals are saying something completely to the contrary of what the facts have presented? They're out there hoping and wishing. Because let me tell you the design of this, okay? The design of this now is they've reached the stage of let's just say things about Black Americans. It doesn't have to be true, doesn't have to be real, but that's a sign of desperation. See, somebody who actually has a plan or actually feels that they have something that may occur, they try to root things in somewhat reality. When you see people operating completely in a fairy tale mirage that is completely littered with falsehoods, that is somebody who realizes the jig is up. That is somebody who knows it's over with for them. And that's what's happening right now with everybody. Fam, you don't have Black Americans out there saying, nope, we good. We weren't at all detained or deported. Nothing's wrong with us. And then over here on the news, you got people saying, see, Black folks, we got you. Somewhere between the truth and the lie is a damn gap about as wide as the Western Hemisphere. There ain't no coincidence, fam, that they're reaching these level of lies because they're trying to fool these certified on code Black Americans, and it just isn't working for them. Everything is having that reverse effect. That reverse effect is coming for them, man. That reverse effect got them. We got them. They shook. They hurt. They broken right now, y'all. I'm telling you, don't look at none of this stuff from the aspect of, look at them lying. Man, how dare they? Hell, I ain't looking at it like that. No, I'm looking at it from a positive aspect. See, I see positivity every time one of these tethers lies. I see positivity every time a Democratic shield tells a falsehood, a fable. The reason why I see positivity in all that, brothers and sisters, is because you wouldn't be telling that lie unless you was losing. A loser has to tell all those lies. Black folks are being deported. We all know that's bullshit. So the fact that you got to tell that bullshit lets me know that you know when you look in that mirror that your ass is losing. If you ever want confirmation of a loser losing, listen to the lies they tell. When you ride by in a nice new car, when somebody's walking and they hating on you, they say, he got a flat tire. He ain't got no damn flat tire. You got some flat shoes because your ass is walking. Don't be talking about them. He had to pull that one out the sky. Still didn't land now, did it? When you sitting there and you counting money and somebody say, oh, he gonna go broke in about a week, you broke right now. And you wouldn't have to talk about someone else's possessions if you had your own. Let me tell you, people who have, they don't spend time on the have-nots. People who getting paid, they don't worry about the broke folks. People who are living luxurious and glorious, they don't care about the people living in misery. No, the hell they don't. We don't wake up as foundational Black Americans living in our excellence and say, you know what? Let me go hate on the broke person who's about to get deported tomorrow. Tethers, flippers, floppers, all y'all hoppers and skippers and jumpers, Black Americans don't care about you. We really don't. One is because you're not worthy. Two, you're not worthy. And three is your mama ain't worthy. No, I'm just playing. Well, your mama ain't worthy. However, we'll skip three. No, we'll keep three. Your mama ain't worthy and your ass about to get deported. Why would I, as someone with the citizenship, worry about somebody who does not have the citizenship? Sounds like this movie's over. We already won. We good. Y'all going home. So the only thing that we do is just regulate y'all in the midst of you trying to involve us. And the fact now that we're in a good position, just like this, and we're seeing that brothers and sisters aren't being lied to, and we're not believing them, we're not going in that direction. Now, fam, we ain't got nothing to do but sit back and count. This is why the reparations movement is going so strong. This is why our lineage is so powerful, is because the energy is not being wasted. You ever heard the term no wasted motion, family? That's where we are right now. If you ever want to diametrically look at why we've been advancing so far in this society, is because Black Americans are not diverting energy. We talked about how long it took us to achieve things back in the day, how long it took us to get to where we were going. Family, I'm here to let you know the only reason why we didn't get what we want right now back then is because Black folks were diverting 75, 85, 95% of their energy to other people. You know how I go, fam. If you ever sit there and you watch how we move as a community, I go when you go and I go, we go together. It can't be we trying to move and you say, well, hold on, let me go help these Mexicans. We as foundationals, we put our energy in the right place. And I'm going to tell you, this is the first time in years, in eons, where we've done that. And if you ever look at the brothers and sisters who revolted. That was our FBA energy being put in the right places. Look at Reconstruction, Black American energy being put in the right places. The Civil Rights era, foundational Black American energy being put in the right places. Right now, the reparations generation, certified, foundational Black American energy being put in the right places. Every time we put our energy in the right places, which is with ourselves, we win. Simple as that. It ain't mathematics. This ain't rocket science. This ain't long division. This ain't algebra. This ain't calculus. No, simple. Foundational Black Americans, put energy on foundational Black Americans, we win. But let me tell you what makes you lose. When you put your energy towards tethers, towards fleers, towards immigrants, towards migrants, towards Skittles bag, towards Yes We Can, towards Kamala Harris. And y'all notice when we cut all of that off and they quit getting this deposit of 75% of our energy and we kept all that money in house, we start winning? Exactly. This is why foundational Black Americans are so wonderful right now. We're in a good position. So me, I don't look at all the tethers lying. I don't even give a damn. All that stuff about Black folks is going to get deported family. I look at that with a smile because I say good, because that means your asses ain't got a plan. You ain't got an agenda. And whatever you think you got ain't working. That lets me know that y'all losing with your weak ass agenda and we winning with our powerful lineage. You see the difference. Now, let me show y'all this as well as we proceed to give you what you need. Everybody smash that like button. We in here deep right now, boy. We in here heavy. I'm rocking with my family. We got the certifieds in here. Certified 100. All of us. That's all it takes. And we winning at the most rapid pace, family, that no one's ever seen before. And when I tell you it's because of this type of energy right here, man. Y'all look at this. Brothers and sisters ain't going for it. This is what it, fam. How many times we going to be here? They pull something, we check them. They pull something else, we check them. All these videos that we end up having, families, always us just letting the world know we regulators. And your ass will be out of our way as soon as we snap our finger. Watch this, fam. This is what I'm talking about. Brothers and sisters, let it be known. We don't give a damn about ICE. We don't give a damn about illegals.
Black people have been getting racially profiled since the beginning of time. So now all of a sudden that ICE is racially profiling, they're profiling. We've been getting profiled.
This is their response because they want Black people to come out here for y'all cause. First of all, this is what y'all need to understand. We know y'all don't with us. The same way these immigrants you name it, just because they look melanated, they don't with us neither. So we don't give a Like, take that shit, put it in your back pocket. You know what's other Black illegals? They not even Black. We can see through the and we gonna get our agenda done. The rest of the group. You want to follow that? Take your stupid ass over there. Yeah, I'm not with everybody lead no man behind. I'm not with that. I'm gonna treat this like it's from like we in the Bible or the Quran. Whoever adhere to the doctrine, that's who's gonna get saved. Everybody else can kick rock, they can get the wrath. Yeah. So y'all need to take care of y'all business. The way Black people had to fend for ourselves all these years, y'all fend for y'all self. And whatever little Black people that was cool with y'all get them to help y'all. We ain't helping
Freeze. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, we good. If you want to go help them, fam, we have an open door. You can go if you want to go. Let me tell you something about gatekeeping. Gatekeeping is to keep the people from the outside from coming in. But if you on the inside and you want to leave, you can get the hell on out of here. Peace the hell out. Peace out, kick rocks.
We gonna sit back and watch this. I know people like me is. I'm gonna sit back and watch and get my popcorn and enjoy the show. The same way y'all did the shit. See, this is what we come to find out. Don't really believe in equality. They think they superior. And I say that because they think you supposed to react in a different way than how they reacted. No, bitch, we gonna keep the same energy. And it don't, you keep trying to get physical with the shit. But it's other Black people. First of all, they ain't Black. Not in the sense that we think about it. Second of all, they ain't did shit for us. Third of all, I don't give a fuck if they was Black. And?
Damn. There you go. Talk your talk. That's what I'm saying right there. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, they minorities. Oh, they POCs. Oh, they black. And I don't give a damn. Don't give two FUCKs. You can be whatever, fam. Dark skin can't get you in. Dark skin can't get you in. I'm going to tell you right now, you ain't no longer flashing your skin tone and getting full access to my lineage, because lineage and color are two different things. How do you know this? Come to a foundational Black American cookout. Come to a foundational Black American gathering. And by the way, family, we're getting a lot closer to having that FBA cookout this summer, by the way. And we done talked about that before on the broadcast. So we might be coming to a city near y'all, man. So let's bring all the food and get together and do our damn thing. However, on the side note, foundational Black Americans at our get-togethers, when you see us at ours, which we're going to have this summer, y'all, you're going to see every color in the book. They all going to be different shades of foundational Black American. So we don't run around here like y'all and see something. Ooh, he can come. He's dark. Oh, he's 5 shades darker. Oh, he's white. Ooh, blue eyes. Oh, I like this. We don't do all that color tripping. They do that color tripping and that color banging. We don't do that, fam. We got all colors in the foundational Black American household. Foundational Black American walk through the door. The sister may be light bright. The brother may be dark brown. The other brother may be 2 shades darker than goddamn midnight. It's all good. We all beautiful. You feel me? We not like them. So this little thing of I'm black like you, brother, and it don't mean nothing. And you damn sure ain't browns like we are or minorities like we are, because we don't even identify with any of those terms in the first damn place, because we that thorough. Fam, we got it all figured out. What the world is seeing now is what we've already known. We're exceptional, and our exceptionalism is being put on full display for the world to gravitate towards and just watch and take notes. And like I was saying previously, brothers and sisters, what everybody's upset right now and what's happening with the discourse of America, all this talk about civil war, right? You keep hearing people say civil war this, civil war that, civil war that. Family, you think it's a coincidence that you're hearing about a civil war when Black Americans are on code? Think about that for a minute. Process that. When foundational Black Americans are on code like we're doing, dominating everywhere, dominating. Okay, contrary to belief, y'all, our brothers and sisters in the educational world are dominating. Okay, our kids are getting some of the greatest rates out there in terms of studying, in terms of their academia. Scholastically, brothers and sisters are dominating. In the medical field, brothers and sisters are doing their damn thing. Economically, brothers and sisters, small businesses, brothers and sisters are doing their damn thing. Everything in terms of social economics, we're winning, okay? You can look at the statistics and just, I'm alive and I know because I remember the past. We're doing so good. You got little brothers and sisters who are 10, 12 years old and they got their own businesses, all right? That's something people didn't have back in the day. Fam, think about this, right? When you talk about like businesses in terms of putting out products, incense, who runs the incense game? Our sisters. Yep. You talk about fragrances and stuff. Who runs that game? Okay. Our sisters do. You want to start talking about putting together little businesses, t-shirts and hoodies and stuff. Shit, this one I'm wearing right here. All of this family, these are all Black owned people. So we're getting money across the board. We dominate. This is a hustler season, y'all. We out here winning. Don't let nobody tell you differently. They're going to always tell you the opposite. But like Huey P. Newton said, of course, they're going to give you false images. They'll never give you a positive image of a Black man or Black woman because that is a direct contradiction of the system of supremacy. But if they continuously give you bad images of us, that lets you know we must be doing good in that area because supremacy only dilutes and highlights things where we're winning at so they can make us believe that we're not winning. Okay, it's all about the psychology of it, the skullduggery, the back and forth. What we do is we see past all of that and we understand we're winning. We are winning so good, and there ain't goddamn thing they can tell us. To be honest with you, fam, in Washington, D.C. at the Rally for Reparations, during my speech, I said that we as foundational Black Americans do everything by our goddamn self. We built this country by our goddamn self, get money by our goddamn self, hustlers by our goddamn self, build this family up by our goddamn self. Now what I'm going to say, and I'm going to add to that, family, is we don't give a goddamn what they say. That's the difference. I could give a damn what someone says about my community. I could give a damn what they talk about crime rates. I don't give a damn what they talk about how we look, how we dress. We're xenophobic. We're a hate group. I don't give a damn. And when we start to cut everybody off, when we start to take their sound waves and get them out the way, and we only hear each other and we're self-sufficient, self-focused, and self-identifying, that has ushered in a new era where everybody's tripping. So yes, brothers and sisters, there's a civil war while foundational Black Americans have essentially removed ourselves from the system. Since we have removed ourselves from the system, now America is starting to realize what this country looks like without our involvement. Remember, we have been the social and economic backbone of the United States of America. When you want to start talking about slavery or anything, you have to start with FBA always lending our excellence to something. So once we withdraw our excellence, now you're seeing what America would have been like had there never been any slaves. Yes, I'm going there. Yes, I'm teaching. Yes, I'm cooking, brothers and sisters. That is exactly what you're seeing right now. Foundational Black Americans have withdrawn from the social and the political aspects. We only move when it directly, not indirectly, when it directly, specifically benefits us. That's the only time we move. So now everybody's out here talking about a civil war and fighting back and forth, fam. Didn't they have another civil war when we removed ourselves? Do you see the parallels, fam? Ain't nothing new under the sun. Ain't nothing changed but the slang, brothers and sisters. The last time they was having a civil war and talking about a civil war, there was a civil war. And what was it all around, family? It was around the fact that Black Americans was on code and Black Americans was standing on business. And we said, damn, picking your cotton. What you gonna do? And then they said, we're gonna fight each other. Now Foundational Black Americans saying, damn your party, damn your left, damn your right, damn your minorities, damn y'all's gonna get deported too. And now everybody's fighting. The reason why our hatred towards us is so high is because we're so happy. We're the only people happy in America. You name the other group, everybody's fighting. Everybody's fighting in America right now, fam. You can't turn around without seeing people going back and forth in the United States. Everybody's got an issue with each other. And it's because everybody's got to get it on their own. They're not used to getting it on their own. Democrats are used to us being the slave labor. They cannot do that right now, so they want to fight. Take the Republicans. They're used to dumping criminality on us until the Charlie Fatigue situation happened. Now they got to get it on their own. These people are being deported, the illegals. They need us to save them. Now they got to get it on their own. Everybody's got to get it on their own because they cannot rely on the slave labor of Black Americans doing all of the work while everyone else benefits. Now we're only working for ourselves. We're only doing what benefits each other, and everybody else has to hold their own nuts. Now you see what America's like when Black Americans are not lending our energy to people who don't deserve it. And I'm loving it, fam. And we went in on purpose. Check this out, fam. Look at this. This right here is what I'm saying. And when I say family, we are out here with a purpose, not just people willy-nilly jumping up and down. No. We are winning on purpose, brothers and sisters. This is what I mean, because we are letting everybody know, no matter what you say about us, you better go ahead and put foundational on it, and you better put some certified on it. Check this out. Another sister is out there, and she's talking about what's really going on in Chicago. And again, it's the real truth in which people would have never got years ago, but they're getting it today. Watch this.
All right, y'all. At this point, y'all have really pissed me off, especially you so-called influencers who are taking parts of stories coming out of Chicago and using it for clickbait and engagement. Now, I have been urging my people here to pause so that they can process things. Y'all talking about them coming down on that building out south. Whole time, that building used to be predominantly Black. That building was predominantly Venezuelans, okay? There are people from that neighborhood that have been complaining about that building for a year, okay? They showed y'all broken windows and that were already there. These are the things that y'all have to stop doing. And this is why I keep telling people here in the city, particularly Black people, pause so you can process. If y'all start responding to out of emotion, then you don't know what the play is, because you haven't had time to actually think. What people are doing are trying to get a rise out of Black Chicagoans, okay? That was one incident. Then you had the guy out west that had the accident, and they pulled him out, and one of the agents was choking him, and people were recording it, okay? So again, follow-ups to all of these things, never. Nobody ever comes back with the follow-up. They talking about, oh, they're arresting Black people in Chicago. All of the Black people that they took from that building on the South Side were released. The 37 people that they detained were all Venezuelans who were part of a particular gang. Y'all gotta
Damn. Look at that right there. All of them were Venezuelans, and the sister pinpointed they were part of a particular gang. Can I tell y'all about Operation Midway Blitz, family? Did you see this on the news, or do you got to see it from the new Black media #1 activist, my damn self? This is who was being apprehended during all of this, family. Look at it. There you go. Look at this. Family, 1,000 illegals arrested in Chicago during Operation Midway Blitz is what they're calling this operation. Nothing to do with Black people. There's no Black Americans there. This is clearly, point blank, period, bottom line, a bunch of Venezuelan gangbangers. How'd you miss that, ABC? How'd you miss that, NBC? There's no way you really didn't catch that now, is it? There ain't no way that you just missed this and went over your head and you didn't analyze this. Or is it that you know it's just it doesn't work with you trying to scare Black Americans? Man, we in here heavy right now, brothers and sisters. We out here exposing these people right now, my good brethren. And you can see that right then and there. And it shows you that these people who are being arrested right now, these are not Black Americans at all. There ain't even somebody who has any tie to America. These are people that just got here yesterday. Remember the video I showed you earlier? Where you from? Where you going? I'm going to America. I'm from Senegal and Venezuela. These people who've been showing up, who you think these people are? When Donald Trump was running around here talking about bringing crime and all this stuff to America, and the Democrats are like, what you mean crime to America? There goes your crime. Right here in America, ain't we? Am I wrong or am I right? We right here in America. I just showed you crime. There you go. So you can see it as we watch it and as it all unfolds. This is who these individuals been placing in our neighborhoods. So straight from the facts, the brothers and sisters in Chicago, shout out to the Chi-Town, much love, all respect to the Chi, Midwest, all day. My brothers and sisters in the great city of Chicago, they telling you that these Venezuelan gangbangers have been taking over these apartment complexes. The brother went in the building and showed you that they fight each other, they kick down doors, they flood the hallways, they have guns and drugs. Also, brothers and sisters are saying that we've been telling ICE and make numerous phone calls and the city officials did nothing. Brandon Johnson and them, they got all the calls. They know what's happening. They just didn't want to do nothing because they're not here to help Black people, right? So all of these aspects are the real truth. The lies is that Black folks were targeted, Black folks were being detained, and none of that has came to fruition. So we have confirmed that all that is our Democratic propaganda telling lies to foundational Black Americans, which are being rejected by said foundational Black Americans and making the Democrats look even more pathetic than they already were. And I don't know if it can get any worse than that. And on top of that, family, matter of fact, it can get worse. Brandon Haitian Johnson comes out. And family, did you see what his new thing is now? He said, how about an ICE-free zone? Family, they just updated sanctuary cities now. Now they're running with ICE-free zones. Damn, it's getting crazy.
All right, this just in. The mayor of Chicago, Brandon Johnson, has signed an executive order that prohibits federal immigration enforcement agents from using city-owned spaces. This is Brandon Johnson just moments ago.
They are taking police resources that should be in our neighborhoods, serving Chicagoans and diverting them to deal with the chaos that they are causing. We need ICE out of our city. They told us that this was about the worst of the worst. In reality, they are going after anyone who objects to families being ripped apart and community members being disappeared. ICE lies and people die. We cannot allow this to continue. We must take action more drastic than what we have taken before, because what we are seeing is a more radical attempt to undermine our democracy.
I'm going to tell you right now, Brandon Johnson got about a year left. His crash out, his broken tool is going to be the biggest broken tool you've ever seen. And if you look in his eyes, he knows it. But let me say this real quick, family, before we proceed. Notice how dangerous these Democrats are with trying to get Black Americans harmed. They'll sit there and tell you people are disappearing. They'll sit there and say people are getting snatched up. People are being physically assaulted. And then they'll turn around and say, oh, by the way, Black folks, come on down. We need you. Somebody who really gives a damn wouldn't be telling you that. That's like me telling my good friend, oh, by the way, down there, they got weapons. Down there, they don't like you. Down there, they're a bunch of criminals. They got loose dogs. They got bears. They got lions that are ready to eat a person. You should go down there. That right there is what the Democrats are doing. They're telling us how violent it is and trying to dump that onto us because they want us to be harmed.
And today we are signing an executive order aimed at reining in this out-of-control administration. The order establishes ICE-free zones. That means that city property and unwilling private businesses will no longer serve as staging grounds for these raids.
All right, so this is ratcheting up, and both sides using whatever legal leverage they think that they have. The White House administration maintains that they have the supremacy clause and that if they're enforcing immigration law, that's what the law says.
Yeah, two hotspots at the moment. Portland is one, Chicago's the other. It really seems like you get the feeling of a slow boil, right? It just builds day after day and week after week.
Fam, okay, so let me take this a step further and tell you what this is really hitting for, okay? So now you're starting to see ICE-free zones. Same time that we expose the sanctuary cities. Did I not tell everybody, told everybody that these National Guard deployments was really about them getting illegals out the way. Now, fam, you can go back, rewind the tapes. You can go back 3 months ago, and I was sitting right here telling everybody that these deployments of National Guard were more so about him sneaking into sanctuary cities. Remember, Donald Trump becomes president. He says, I am going to get rid of sanctuary cities and carry out the largest mass deportation in American history. I knew then that he was ready to get rid of the sanctuary cities, but he was going to have problems. They start suing him in all these different court cases. The thing happened in LA. What does he do? He brings the National Guard into LA. I don't know why on the West Coast we seen him use the National Guard to stop the illegals. But when he did the same exact thing on the East Coast, people try to make it about us. He did the same thing. Go back to early this summer, fam. Go back to June. Go back to May. All of those ICE protests, those ICE raids where Mexicans were waving their Mexican flag. We knew damn well that he was sending in the National Guard to stop the illegals. He did that, the same exact play. So when he does the same exact thing in Chicago, in DC, everybody's saying, oh, it's about NIGGAs. No, family, it's all about them. And he used this as a catalyst to go into these cities. And now, if you notice, the sanctuary cities are now they're trying to hit ICE-free zones. That's their flip. That's their way of kind of maneuvering around it. That's what they're trying to do. And that's about to get shut down. You think Brandon Johnson and his ICE-free zone is going to stop Tom Homan? I don't believe so. You think the National Guard is going to say, oh, okay, Brandon Johnson said so, let's go. Brandon Johnson has no clout. And the next step, which is going to happen to him, is that his own people in Chicago are going to start to turn on him. That's going to be the next step. And once they turn on him, those people in Chicago, he's going to have the biggest crash out that we've ever seen. It's about to be a wrap, fam. Because remember this as well. Now Donald Trump is talking about the Alien Enemies Act, Insurrection Act, that he was already talking about, the Insurrection Act. So now he wants to talk about doing that. It's about to get real, and the illegals is about to go. Now you're finally seeing it. Fam, this is a process. It's an evolutionary process. Now you're starting to see these people truly clash and really wild out, and FBA sitting it out. We just sitting here watching it, y'all. It's a beautiful thing to sit here and watch this and not be involved in it. You feel me? So this is why everything is going astray for them. So the ICE cities and all of those and the free ICE zones, man, that don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing. But fam, let me say this. Y'all see how hard the Democrats go for illegal immigrants? This situation is only highlighting why Black Americans will not vote for the Democrats for the next 20 years and beyond until further notice. Black Americans won't be voting for the Democratic establishment. The fact that they're going this hard for illegal immigrants, sanctuary cities, that ain't enough. How about an ICE-free zone? How about giving them luxuries and benefits? How about placing them in hotels? How about dumping them in Black American communities? How about when the Democrats had their own insurrection where politicians are running up in ICE agencies and running up in detainment centers? Yeah, because that's real non-criminal. The Democrats are practicing criminality, trying to defend criminals who are illegal. So what this is doing now, this is making Black Americans look at the Democratic Party side-eye. And we're noticing that low-key, they're putting a target on our back. And high key, they defend these people and find all this money that they don't ever have for us. When it comes to Black Americans, it's how much money do we have for y'all? Nah, nothing. What policies do we have for y'all? Well, let's get to the Skittles bag and the Starburst and the fruit by the foot. Then we'll get to y'all. Oh, let's take Julio and put him in your community. It's always they don't have nothing for Black Americans. They don't have time. They don't have energy. They don't have effort. You can't get a meeting. You can't get a dollar. You can't get a penny. But yet they find all of that in abundance when they're talking about illegals who aren't even American. So what this is doing, this is really framing the Democratic Party in a further negative light with Black Americans. Black Americans, the non-voters and the voters, are both looking at the Democrats and how distasteful they are and how no one really gives a damn. You're out here fighting for the rights of a criminal at the end of the day. You're fighting for the rights of someone who ain't got no business being here in America. And you're fighting for the rights of people that you put here in America right at our doorstep. And then you turn it around and telling FBA, can you help us? You created the problem. You fixed the problem. And apparently, since you don't want to fix the problem, Tom Homan and Donald Trump are going to fix it. And there ain't an ICE-free zone or a sanctuary city that you can find. But let me say this as well, brothers and sisters. If out of 560 sanctuary cities that house 20 plus illegal immigrants are in 80% of our population, how many of these ICE-free zones are going to be in Black areas? They're telling you right now, a sanctuary city in an ICE-free zone are the same things. They're trying to pivot off of Sanctuary City because they understand that clock is ticking. So now they're trying to come up with something new, an ICE-free zone, just making things up. But how many ICE-free zones are going to be in the Black American community? How many of those are going to be right there where we are? How many of those are they going to strategically place in our areas? This is why we watch them. This is why we regulate them. And this is why we frame them as the imposters that they've always been. And when I tell you they're imposters, family, let me tell you how low budget you got to be. They placed an illegal gang in foundational Black American communities. Do you know that the El de Ragua is considered a fusion between the cartels and El Chapo's gangs? It's considered the worst of the worst. And they knew this, and they purposely found these people. You think it's a coincidence? Hell no. Watch this, family. This is a brief history on El de Ragua, and I want everybody to see that the Democrats picked the worst of the worst of the worst. Third world gangbangers, and they put them next to civil indigenous Black Americans. Watch this.
We spoke to Border Patrol and the FBI in El Paso. This was the first group of people to really discover and identify TDA and then sound the alarm across the country. Years later now, they say they finally feel their voices are being heard. Under the Trump administration, they have said they're going to make it a priority to take down TDA. But for years, agents and the FBI were pretty much ignored. This is what the border looks like now, with illegal crossings at the lowest we have seen in decades. But look at the same spot in El Paso back in 2023. More than 71,000 Venezuelans crossed the El Paso sector. That's when agents realized criminals and the TDA members were taking advantage of that influx. They teamed up with the FBI in El Paso.
I think it immediately became obvious that this was not just some other street gang, that this was a very violent gang with very bad intentions.
You take the street violence of MS-13, you take the sophistication of the cartels, and you put them together, and that's what worries.
The street violence of MS-13, the coordination of the cartels. This is the Tren de la Ragua, or whatever they are, and who they put in our community.
Us about what we were seeing at the time.
And without support from Venezuela, FBI and Border Patrol agents said they had to start from scratch, interviewing hundreds of people for hours and hours coming across the border to learn more about this gang. Now, the public didn't become aware of TDA until recently. That's because the FBI and Border Patrol agents say many people ignored them or just didn't believe them.
Tren de Aragua has no limits, has no boundaries, and there's no stopping them once they get the foothold.
There's no stopping them once they get a foothold. This is who they brought to America. This is who they put next to Black Americans. Watch this right here, family. This is a highlight of these people. And I'm going to show you exactly where they have a foothold in America. And I want you to see it's in a hell of a lot of our places.
Domestic threat from an extremely dangerous gang called Tren de Aragua, also known as TDA. These documents, which were distributed only to police officers, reveal vital information regarding the history, size, activity, location, and threat level of TDA, much of which has been kept secret from the American people. According to these internal reports, TDA is a Venezuelan gang that formed in the mid-2000s with a current membership size of approximately 2,500 to 7,000 members worldwide. A U.S. Customs and Border Protection reveals that an estimated 1,000 TDA members are currently active inside of the United States, with police reports already confirming their presence in 11 different states, including Colorado, California, Florida, Georgia, Illinois, Montana, Nevada, New York, Texas, Wyoming, and Kansas.
Look at that right there, family. Do you see Illinois on there? Do you see Georgia, Florida, Texas, New York? How the Democrats don't know this, fam? This is where they at. And remember, these people were brought here. These aren't people who just jumped the border and just found their friends. They were strategically placed there. And I promise you that in Colorado, it's where the Black people are. In Kansas, it's where the Black people are. In Georgia, let's be honest, it's where the Black people are. Illinois, we just showed you Chicago. We showed you the apartment building. South Shore, you see in New York, Florida. This is where the Democratic liberal Venezuelan gang resides at.
And they've already harmed innocent people. A Colorado report details that in 2023, members of TDA kidnapped, robbed, and then murdered a retired Venezuelan police officer living in Florida. In June of 2024, TDA members and 2 New York police officers during a traffic stop. An August report from the Lenexa Police Department in Kansas reveals that 2 members of TDA were arrested in the state for organizing a retail crime group, but were subsequently released from custody. There is even speculation that these same gang members may be responsible for the takeover of...
Right there, family. That was last summer in Aurora, Colorado. The Democrats said it didn't happen. We were showing the video saying, look, this is literally them taking over the apartment complex. Now they're taking over apartment complexes in Chicago, and the Democrats are saying it's got something to do with us. Man, you can't make nothing up with these people, fam. You can't make nothing up. This is how low budget these individuals are. But I'm going to show y'all something. Check this out right here, brothers and sisters, my good brothers and sisters. First off, there goes your map right there, okay? That's your map. This shows you where they're activated in the United States, and I give a few caveats for places that didn't make the list, right? Check this out, though, fam. This is their come-ups right there in Colombia. This is how they end up getting to the United States of America through these different destinations and places in which they come through, right? Look at this right here in Colombia. This is their maps, okay? Where you see the yellow, that's exploration. That's really where they're out there exploiting different things. And then, you know, they're out there on some whole other stuff. Where you see the guy in the black with the weapon, okay? And you see the guy in red with the weapon, that's where they do the drug smuggling and the guns. That's where a lot of them have that. You see the human trafficking, okay? You see the contract unalivings. You see the money laundering. You see the extortion. Family, do you think the United States of America, who has the greatest surveillance on the planet Earth, we got satellites that tell you what type of ketchup or mustard you put on your hot dog? You mean to tell me that we didn't have the information available to understand and know that these people are conducting this type of behavior? Or is it well known that these individuals are conducting this type of behavior, but it's okay because these individuals are being dumped in communities that occupy 80% of foundational Black America? This is all one big design, and the rabbit hole goes a lot deeper than just them not really wanting to talk about it. How about this, fam? You remember all of those caravans that we're seeing? Remember, the majority of those caravans that you were seeing were people coming from where? From Venezuela. That's where the majority of those caravans were, brothers and sisters. And they was coming straight out of Venezuela. And guess where they was heading? Places like Chicago. Yep. How about this right here, brothers and sisters, when you want to start looking at some of the actions that have been well documented here in the United States of America and the crimes that these people have clearly committed right here in the United States of America. You can see crime after crime after crime, and nobody says a damn thing about it. Why? It's because they're dumped off in areas that foundational Black Americans reside in. Look at that right there, fam. Look at that. You see that? Look at that. Look, how about this one? Look at this one. How about their leader? Has directed key members to expand their operations throughout the Americas because they're already in Bolivia, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Costa Rica, Ecuador, Guatemala, Honduras, Panama, Peru, Nicaragua, Uruguay, Mexico. And now they're talking about Colorado, California. Yep. They're talking about Florida, Georgia, Illinois, Montana, Nevada, New York, Texas, Wyoming. It is being reported that TDA members have listed asylum sponsor addresses across most of the United States of America. And how about they exploit movements as hotspots, establishing control, target-rich environments. Target-rich environments. Wonder what that could be. Who may be afraid to contact law enforcement and report their crimes. So that is who you've been seeing right there, my good brothers and sisters, who ended up getting arrested in this blitz that didn't nobody want to address and didn't nobody want to talk about head on, but we have. This is the only place where you're going to get a real breakdown of these gangs. This is the only place where you're going to get a real breakdown of what they've been doing. And this is the only place where you're going to get a true, actual strategic measure where foundational Black Americans can take all this stuff and put it in our favor, opposed to it not being. So when you start seeing ICE-free zones and all that stuff, family, you already know what it is. So how do we combat that? We combat that by just being ourselves. We combat that by understanding what they're doing. See, in order to expose a lie, you got to understand the intentions of the person who's telling the lie. We already know what the intentions are. All right. We already know they don't want us being foundational Black Americans. They don't want us to be independent or to be isolated. So they got to come up with these type of tricks and games and stuff. And one of the reasons, family, why we've been sticking to ourselves and staying away and aback from all of that is it's real violent out there. Let me tell y'all, fam, how many times does the liberal try to get you to walk into a dangerous situation? See, on one hand, they tell you how much they love you. And then on the next hand, they set you up for all of these downfalls. So you're telling Black Americans that this is a terrible situation. They're snatching people off the street and we're dealing with terrorists. Because remember, the liberals call ICE terrorists. So if you consider ICE terrorists, why are you consistently trying to dump that onto us? If you consider these people criminals, how come you're consistently trying to dump that off onto us? So you think ICE are these evil boogie people, but you want to dump them off on the Black Americans? You think ICE are these horrible, horrible Gestapos, but you want to dump that on the Black Americans? If you really gave a damn about Black Americans, you'd be telling us to stay out of this situation. Yeah, the person who tells you to stay out of a bad, dangerous situation, that's your real friend. And they don't give a damn. You got your real friend, you're going to say, hey, listen, don't go over there. Well, man, I want to go. You don't want to hear nothing. They got to say, listen, no, I'm telling you, as your friend, don't go over there. And I'm telling you that. And then the real friend's going to be like, all right, cool. These people out here saying, no, go over there. The terrorists, the Gestapo, they're going to harm you. They're going to take you out. Y'all should go. So do you see who's real and who's fake? Let's just say they ain't got a real bone in their body. And family, did you see that lady who wrecked her car and she ran into some ICE agents? Family, that would have been a Black person had Black people went there. Because remember, y'all, the tactic of getting Black Americans to be harmed at other people's protests is something they've been doing for years. Black folks used to go to them little hippie protests and end up getting knocked out. Black folks was popping up at all them All Lives Matters and getting knocked out. Black folks was popping up at all those abortion things and they was getting knocked out. Look at this right here, fam. This is what they were trying to get us involved in. You see this? This was just the other day. ICE agents get papped at and they end up wounding a woman. Watch this.
And injure a woman in Chicago's Brighton Park neighborhood. The Department of Homeland Security says the woman was one of several people using their vehicles to box in agents. According to ICE, the woman also had a semi-automatic gun and tried to run over the agents. This happened on South Kedzie. No ICE agents were injured. This is
the woman tried to hit him with a car and she had a semi on her. This is what they want us involved in. Hell no, you on your own.
And tried to run over the agents. This happened on South Kedzie. No ICE agents were injured. This is just one of the developments today. Governor Pritzker saying the Trump administration issued an ultimatum saying, quote, call up your troops or we will. The governor also says the president intends to federalize 300 members of the Illinois National Guard. For more on today's we go to Mayor Kawash, and Mayor Homeland Security Kristi Noem now says that more agents are coming to our area.
We are expecting to see more of a show of force of federal agents here, either today or in coming days. Now, just about an hour ago, we saw federal agents leave this scene here in Brighton Park, and that was followed by a loud cheer erupting from those protesters who had been out here for hours following this incident here this morning. Now, as far as that incident goes, DHS tells us that their Border Patrol agents were patrolling this area here in Brighton Park when suddenly they say that they were boxed in by about 10 vehicles. At one time, they tried to get out of their vehicles, and that's when they say they felt like they were going to get run over by the protesters, and that's when DHS agents allegedly fired off their weapons, hitting one woman who we now have learned has been taken to a nearby hospital, and she is in stable condition. DHS also tells us that woman was already known by federal agents. She was named in a Border Patrol intelligence just last week for allegedly doxing federal agents online. People living near this scene say it's been traumatizing to see.
No Black people. No Black people there. Y'all see that? Y'all see it. There ain't no brothers and sisters there. You didn't see no brothers and sisters at all. No, we weren't there at all, family. And that's a good thing. We stayed out of that. But you see what they were trying to get us involved in. You see how they was trying to manipulate us and say foundational Black Americans go take the fall. They all want us to be the human shields. That's what it's always been. They've always been that way, fam. They want Black Americans to be the human shields for all of these other groups. So when it all boiled down to it, they can have us crash out and then they can make out in the process. That's exactly what it is. And it's just not happening. Fam, even with the sellouts, it's not happening. You don't see brothers and sisters involved. It's just what it is, fam. Look how much money they've spent over the last 5 days trying to convince us that this is a black issue and it's not moving black Americans. We just aren't going for it. We're not believing the lies. I told y'all, this situation is only making the Democrats look worse. This is making the Democrats look even more oppy than what they already were. Nobody's going to view you trying to force deportation on a natural, indigenous, foundational black American citizen and believe it. No one is. Everybody, the people that I talk to, I said, man, y'all know the Democrats are running around here trying to tell us that we can be deported. And I'm meeting people out of the blue and they like, who said that? The Democrats said it. Man, they lying. We don't believe that. Just random ass people. So these people don't really believe that. Matter of fact, let me show y'all this video. This brother right here, he's saying that he can't believe that people think that we can be deported. And I'm going to tell this brother, they don't believe it. They're just lying. Remember, fam, when they tell you to go vote, they're lying. When they tell you you can be deported, they're lying. When they tell you this is a black issue, they're lying. When they say they ain't got money, they're lying. When they say they can't help reparations, they're lying. When they say they don't have tangibles or benefits or resources, they're lying. When they say they're not anti-black American, racist, they're lying. Every single thing they say is a lie because they know foundational black Americans on code are the worst nightmare. And the only thing they can do is resort to cheap, petty, lame-ass lies because they understand we're moving so strong that we're dominating them. And we're going to continue to dominate them as we win. Watch this, bro. These people literally think that foundational black Americans are going for their lies and their fabrications. Watch this.
About this before, but it truly baffles me how people believe that black Americans are immigrants and that we can be deported from this country. We're not talking Nigerians, we're not talking Kenyans, we're not talking Haitians, Trinidadians, or Jamaicans, and so on and so forth. But they believe we as black Americans are immigrants and that we can be deported from the United States.
No, they don't. No, they don't. I'm sorry. I don't know this brother. Like I said, some of these people, all these people, I see them on TikTok. Some of them say some things, some of them whatever. Listen, I don't know half these people. Listen, they do not believe that. They do not believe that. Don't fall for that. Don't fall for that. I thought you could be deported. These people know black Americans cannot be deported. Don't even believe that lie that they're telling you. They're only telling you that to cover up the fact that they push deportation on you. That's really what it is. They push deportation on black Americans so much, they want us to believe that they believe it. They do not believe it, fam. Nobody on the planet believes that foundational black Americans can get deported. Everybody who's saying that is bold-faced lying to you. Don't believe this right here. Well, I can't believe that they believe that we can leave when it freezes. Hell no. That's all cap.
Where are they going to deport me to? Where my great-grandfather is from? New Orleans? Like, let's be for real. You guys believe black Americans, the descendants of slavery in the United States of America, chattel slavery, people that are written into the United States Constitution are, one, immigrants, and that they can be deported? See, I can blame the education system. I can blame the schooling. But these people are just idiots, and they come from the land of idiocracy to believe.
Stop. No. You giving them way too much credit. You giving them way more credit than I'm going to give them. I ain't giving them nothing. I ain't giving them a damn thing. They don't believe that. They don't believe none of that stuff, family. And how do I know this, fam? It's because, like I said before, delineation is already in full swing. Delineation ain't something you continue or you just try, you keep pushing for it. You either delineate or you don't, which means you can't come in. Fam, like I told you, if somebody comes to your house, either you tell their ass they can't come in or they come in. There ain't nothing in between. All these things where delineation is this process, it ain't a process. It's in or it's out. And right now, delineation is in full swing. It's all the way locked in. Everybody knows that black Americans are not POCs, we're not minorities, we're not Africans. Everyone knows it. Now, you're going to have people who pretend that they don't know it, but they're only doing that because they're lying. You're going to have people who pretend that they're unaware. They're only going to do that because they're lying. You're going to have people who say, we don't have the education. You got the education and you're lying. So to that last brother, he believes him a little too much for me. So I don't believe nothing. Only thing that I believe is foundational Black Americans going to stand on business, push principle, and get paid. Anything other than that, you just going to have to show me. And by the way, as we were speaking about delineation and gatekeeping, remember, y'all, gatekeeping is to keep people from the outside from coming in. If you are in the inside and you want to go, leave. Take your ass that way. Get the hell on out of here. So you can have all your little dusty butter biscuit chasers, the butter biscuit brigade, and all the COONs, and they can have fun over there. If you feel that being a foundational Black American is just too solid for you, you ain't certified, not only can you leave, I will personally escort your ass out this building. Because right now, all the Democrats have are a bunch of dusty, musty ass tethers and a few Democratic shields left. That's it. And a lot of them Democratic shields are trying to jump ship and become Republican shields, because that's exactly what they do when plantations get in trouble. They start running from one to the other. So if you really want to look at it, you really want to examine it, you really want to call it for what it is, brothers and sisters, we are the only ones who are solid, solidified, and standing in a space that is belonging to us. Anybody else, they out there all twisted, tangled, and turned, trying to find ways. And when I tell y'all that nobody believes that Black Americans are going to get deported, family, let me tell you this. I'm going to hammer this home. This is an ultra receipt. We had a space the other day. Shout out to all the brothers and sisters who came through, all the ones that were standing on good business. Love our panels. I love letting other people talk. I love hearing how brothers and sisters all throughout the 50 states are operating and living their lives. I love it. Man of the people, people's champ. Love hearing the streets talk. And when the streets talk, you better listen. And I know how to listen when the streets talk. And I also know that when Karen, number 572, comes out and makes a statement like this right here, fam, the Democrats are in trouble. Look at this right here. Some lady left this in the comment section of the space that I had the other day, because I told y'all they'd be listening. Christina, she says, literally, no one is trying to deport African Americans. They are just as much OG American as any other American. If there are Black people, Haitians, etc., being deported, then they weren't born here and they are not African Americans. Family, how can Becky, number 627, know this, but you got Democrat shields running around here saying, I told you we next. First day's gonna comes for the Latinos, then day's gonna comes for us. But Karen, number 725, she says that's not the case. She says everyone knows. Look at what she said. Literally, no one is trying to deport Black Americans. But family, how can Karen, number 916, know the difference, but the tether man with the hairline underneath his earlobe, he is saying, we all Black, brother. Once they done with you, they gonna come for him. No one's gonna be here to help y'all. This shows you exactly what we've been highlighting. Delineation is in full effect. It's in full swing. Nobody believes that Black Americans can get deported. So those lies are just floating in the wind at this point. That agenda is broken. That money, you need a refund, because Black Americans is out here really holding it down. So when Karen, number 1132, sits there and says this right here, then family, you know that we right here are on top of things. And that's exactly what it is. We on top of everything. You can't break foundational Black Americans, y'all. You can't do it. You can try, but you're going to fail. And then we're going to roast you when it happens. So you either get on board with foundational Black Americans or you just get rolled over. It's as simple as that. So if you notice, fam, as all these different distractions that I've been presenting, you notice that I always present the counter to that, the counter punch. You notice that we always got a response to everything, an effective, efficient response. So they come up with whatever they want to come up with. But on the flip side of that, we come up with what we come up with and we win. So fam, it's easy work, like a part-time job. The reason why foundational Black Americans are moving so smooth, so elegant right now. I mean, it's just a beautiful thing. It's because we don't have to deal with deportation. So I told you, we have left these people with nothing but deportation. That's all they got. They don't have anything. They're going to get deported. Bottom line, they're going back home. Bottom line, and foundational Black Americans are still here. So when you deal with deportation across the nation, then you understand everybody knows these people are done and it's a wrap and it's over with. And when I tell everybody it's a wrap and it's over with, there's another thing that we're getting out the paint completely. And that, family, are the Democrats who are out here pretending to be these spokespeople for Black Americans, okay? This is one of the things that the Democrats have been doing for quite some time. They've been running around here pretending to be the spokesperson. The reason why we are in the political situation we're in is because our political representation have been people who don't like us. So you're dealing with a Democratic Party that truly has their fingers crossed that we get unalived. Like I said, all of this black people can get deported. That is the Democrats dumping criminality upon us. That's all that is. They're dumping terroristic, illegal immigrant criminality, gangbangers from Venezuela energy on black Americans. That's what all that is. So the fact that we have rejected that and not let that really get off ground, we've also delineated from the aspect of Democrats running around here acting like they speak for us. See, political representation are the people that you send to the table. Imagine you are an athlete and you have a manager. Your manager is there to do what? Negotiate for you. Do y'all see who the hell been negotiating for black Americans? People who don't like black Americans. Now, they can negotiate for illegal immigrants. They'll negotiate for them real quick. When it comes to illegal immigrants, you'll get this right here. You'll get these ICE-free zones. You'll get sanctuary cities. You'll get money. You'll get everything when these individuals are negotiating for illegals. But we've been sending these people to the table to do negotiations for us, and then we've been wondering why we ain't ever got nothing in return for it. Well, brothers and sisters, now times are changing where those individuals can't come up off foundational black Americans and they can't pretend to be our spokespeople. So we've delineated from the Democrats. Did y'all see that mayor from Baltimore? He came out and he started talking about America doesn't deserve black people. Did y'all see that? Did y'all see that? Let me show y'all this. Let me show y'all. This is what I'm talking about. Okay. And by the way, is this guy a tether? Is he a tether or is he just a tether sympathizer? Because remember, fam, there's a lot of tether sympathizers. For every tether, there's about 3 tether sympathizers. Did y'all see this right here, family, where he's saying America doesn't deserve black people? Watch this.
It is really on my heart this morning to say that as a man, but more importantly as a black man, that this country does not deserve black women or black people. Man, that this country does not deserve black women or black people. But as a man, but more importantly, as a black man, that this country does not deserve black women.
Freeze. Freeze, freeze, freeze. Do you notice, family, that he automatically started off with a gender divide? If America doesn't deserve black people, why would you highlight our women? What? So you want like the black women to not be in America and the men got to stay here? So he's already coming at you with the gender stuff from these individuals. Okay, I'm hearing he's a tether. He's a tether. Okay. Somebody said he's a simp. I could tell. America doesn't deserve black men. I mean, women. I mean, people. I mean, those individuals. Okay. So, okay. Tether. Yeah. This is what we're talking about. You feel me? And this comes about at a time where we are identifying and we are taking full ownership over our American national patriotism. Family, they continuously and consistently try to separate us from our homeland. This is what they keep on doing, fam, trying to separate us at the same time.
More importantly, as a black man, that this country does not deserve black women or black people, but specifically black women. It is really...
Well, I got a bunch of black women who say that you ain't real and you don't speak for them neither. This is what I'm talking about, brothers and sisters. This is what I'm saying. Jasmine Crockett just a few months ago says black people don't vote for Republicans because they're the KKK. This guy comes out and says that America doesn't deserve black people. Who the hell gave them the right to talk about black people and how we feel? Now, it's funny. When I say foundational black Americans are going to represent our own lineage, when I say foundational black Americans want reparations, what's the first thing they tell us? We're not all monolithic. We all different. Not all black people want reparations. Not all black people feel that we are our own identity. So if we are speaking from foundational black American perspective, but they tell us we don't represent the people, then what makes them think they represent the damn people when they make all of these aspersions about how black folks feel? You're in no position to talk about how black folks feel. First off, half of y'all are tethercrats who are not of the lineage in the first place. Second, I'm looking at all these Democrats who love the Democratic Party more than they love their own parents, more than their own religion. They are Democratic loyalists. They are Democratic simps. They are Democratic scrubs. They love the Democratic Party more than black people, and I'm basing this off of their historic demonstrations of behavior. And if you love your political party that goddamn much, get the hell away from my lineage. You disqualified and dismissed. I am dismissing and kicking you the hell out the foundational black American compound. Ain't gonna be no I love my damn party that much. all that we love our party. Fam, we talking about a political party. They love a political party so much that they identify with that and will throw a lineage under the bus. That's the difference. See, when you talk about Hispanic people, they treat a party like it's a party. Asians treat a party like a party. Indians treat a party like a party. These damn tethercrats and these tether sympathizers and these Democratic shields, they treat a damn political party like it's a religion. You ain't got that much political party on the planet to love it that much. So no, you don't speak on behalf of Black Americans. And as a real Black American, I am, again, throwing your ass out of the house. You can't come up in here. You're not qualified enough. I don't like your hairline. Your hairdo's pissing me off. You get the hell up out of here. How about that? And apparently, fam, a lot of people, even in the church, are looking at these individuals. And the damn church is looking at the Democrats and saying, you know what? Their policies ain't really beneficial to us. So let me tell you again, family, and this is the several time that we presented the church, the pastors, the deacons, the reverends, and they got a lot of negative things to say about the Democratic Party. So what does that tell you? I'm going to tell you what that means. That means foundational Black American, the wave up that we've created, because life is about creating waves, y'all. We have created the biggest wave. Just to let you know, we got the biggest wave on the planet. Everybody's talking about Black Americans. We're the only ones really keeping the lights on in America, to be real. Okay. Right now, socially, politically, all across the board, et cetera, Black Americans are the most popular people on the planet. Everybody's talking about this lineage movement that we're on right now. Ain't nobody running around here talking about no damn country music. Ain't nobody talking about the dominant society. Ain't nobody talking about what's going on in any other goddamn world. They talking about FBA. And apparently, fam, we've created a wave so big, even the church is looking at the Democrats and they saying, hold the hell up. Y'all don't represent us. And since y'all don't represent us, we ain't rocking with you. Y'all watch this right here.
Enemies, our mayor hates Trump more than he loves his constituents. Our governor hates Trump more than he loves his people. We come in on the short end of everything if we're talking politically. Let's step out of that and do things the right way according to the word of God. Your values are with him. The foundation is with him. The change you need is with him. You've been called out.
The foundation, fam, anytime these people be slipping and they say foundation, that's letting you know that foundational Black America's on their brain. That's what this really means, y'all.
According to the word of God. Your values are with him. The foundation is with him. The change you need is with him. You've been called out. That's what the church is. Permanent interests. No permanent friends. No permanent enemies. Just permanent interests. And the values and the interests of that party don't benefit our people. Am I right? Think about it. The values of that party, the policies did not benefit our people. Now, folk come at me for saying that, and then I give them examples, and I just simply say, what did I say that wasn't true? Enemies.
There you go, family. I concur. That's exactly what it is, but that's exactly how it's always been. These individuals do not speak for us. So, fam, we have delineated from everybody, okay? That other little Baltimore mayor, Brandon Scott, trash. Don't nobody rock with dude. Nobody rocks with any of these people. They have no footing. They have no grounding. They just really aren't moving at all. And that's because foundational Black Americans, we have not only been regulating family, we have been out here so solid and so certified that people either have to talk like us, walk like us, speak like us, or just get completely pushed out the way by us. That is just what it is. But can't blame us. Our wave is just that powerful. Our wave is that strong. We've been out here really doing things on an immaculate level, and that level is just being shown to be what has always been, is flawless. It's a very flawless level in which we're operating on, and I'm loving it because, once again, fam, I remember a time when it didn't go down this way. I remember a time when people was running around here trying to dump whatever the hell they can dump on Black Americans, and it used to work. I'm loving living in the era where lies just don't work. Because remember, y'all, this is all based on deception. So the fact that their deceptive tactics are just falling flat, falling short, falling out, man, this is a beautiful thing. And let me show y'all something else, fam, as I talk about how reckless things are getting and how crazy things are becoming. You're starting to see a hell of a lot of people, as we talk about, get snatched up and deported, because now we're living in the stage where deportations are occurring on a massive level. See, remember, this time a year ago, we were talking about deportations was coming. Deportations was on the way. Now deportations are here. And the fact that deportations are here, those people who've been trying to deny it, they're getting rounded up, snatched up, and tossed. because we're creating a wave. As I told you previously, we created the wave that has deportation in process. If foundational Black Americans did not call out all of these illegals being dumped in our communities, you would not have Donald Trump. He would not have won the election. Focus on the election. The election, the number one issue that the consensus of the United States of America that collectively we agreed upon was the mass immigration. It was about the borders. Donald Trump, he ran and he won off of that. And remember on election night, I told everybody, I said, the fact that he realized he can win an election based on deportations, that right there was a light bulb that went off in his head. And it also signified how people were going to start approaching these things. America was following our lead. We're the ones who exposed everything and all the elements. So Donald Trump runs off of that. He ends up winning based on that. And now these people are all being snatched and deported. And they're trying to get Black Americans, the people who started this wave of deportations, involved. There's a conflict of interest there. One, it's not going to work for them. The people who started this wave versus the people who are trying to get us involved in a reverse effect for it. So right now, family, it only leads to one thing. There are going to be more deportations. They're going to be more getting snatched up. There's going to be more of them begging foundational Black Americans, and there's going to be more foundational Black Americans not giving an F about what they're talking about. That's just how it is, fam. We in here heavy, and this is why we rock. But let me show y'all something real quick. This is what I mean when I tell y'all that they're out here trying to run all these different scams and stuff, right? They're out here trying to run these different games and trying to get us involved in whatever they can. You've been seeing these politicians, as we talk about, that love them some damn illegals. The politicians love them, some outliners. They love being around people. But let me tell you who ain't really rocking with that. You got a lot of Black Americans, again, who ride that wave, and they're seeing that we are really out here setting the precedence of what's going on in this country. Look at this right here, fam. This right here was a bunch of brothers and sisters out there, and they was like, yo, send their asses home. Watch this, fam. Watch this right here. Black locals support ICE agents. This goes against what they tell us, y'all. But it's real. Watch this.
What? You really Haitians? You really Mexicans? Venezuela? Get them all out of here. You know what? I'm Cubans. They gotta go too. No. Central La Mierda. Central La Mierda. Torquemado me can trace it. My God, can trace this reset to the Revolutionary War.
Look at that. The Black people saying send them home. The W liberal lady getting mad, and then all the illegals over there. This is not what they tell us it's supposed to be.
I am home. I am home. Trump said go home. Trump said go home.
Yeah, go home. Daddy Trump there, y'all gotta know.
I like Donald Trump. He said go home.
If you don't like my people, get the fuck out of here. It's real simple. Real simple. You don't like my people? Get the out of here. It's real simple. We're never going away. There's tens of thousands of years. We're never going away. You can never get rid of a native. You can never get rid of a native.
You ain't got no land.
You ain't what? You ain't
got no land. You ain't got no land.
Damn old man. You ain't going nowhere. You ain't never gonna get rid of us. Shit, you tell that to ICE about them damn deportations. Look like a hell of a lot of y'all's getting snatched up. What you mean? You mean to tell me that right there isn't happening? Because I just seen it. So it does look like y'all getting snatched up. It does look like y'all going home. And it does look like the people who the originators are still out here being excellent. And who does that be? That be us. So family, you could tell by all of these different transactions, you just keep seeing Black Americans on the side of deportations. Deportations is not an ethical thing. It's not a moral thing. Deportations is simply a law thing. This is all about the law. It is criminal to illegally enter a country. It is also illegal to be a illegal criminal who's evading the police and the authorities. What we call that is a fugitive. And it's also a public safety threat. We're only abiding by the law. So on one hand, they tell Black Americans that we need to be these great citizens who need to get rid of all the criminality. And then when we're saying, good, let's get rid of the criminality. We'll start with all those illegals. Then people cry foul. We put everybody right now in between a rock and a hard place. They have no options, y'all. We have rendered them useless. Their options are non-existent. the Democrats and the Republicans, the dominant society, all of the tethers, everybody who's a non-foundational Black American, they have no options to get over on foundational Black Americans, to behoove us, to harm us. There just isn't any. One is because we on code and we don't play that. And two is because we are not only focusing on all of the transactions, the lies and everything they come up with, we're foreseeing them and calling them out ahead of time. And we're exposing these people in broad daylight. So when you add those broad daylight exposings, and then you add us being on code and we ain't the ones to play with, family, it gives you the perfect combination. It's the perfect combination. It's the perfect storm. It's a storm in which they did not want to happen. I'm telling y'all, they was on this path of supremacy until Black empowerment showed up in this generation. They were on a path of an erasure until Black empowerment showed up in this generation. When they seen this pop up, family, that's when the game changed. And we have been Black and excellent all the way across. And let me show you how thorough we are, family. They've been trying to run these little sad stories. And by the way, fam, y'all remember when Donald Trump was the president the first time and they would run all those sad stories about how Donald Trump was having kids in cages? Has that been working? Nope. Y'all remember all the sad stories of he's separating families? Has that been working? Nope. Go back to the first time he was president and compare it to now. I want you to see the shift in how America views and treats illegal immigration and mass deportation. There's been a lot of shifts, and you already know the reason why it shifted, and you know who's responsible for creating that wave, why everybody is anti-mass immigration and pro-deportation. But if you look, fam, there ain't been no illegal tiers. The Democrats are trying to run that playbook. I always tell you about recycled racism. The Democrats only know to use their old tricks. And I'm here to let you know, Democrats, your old tricks, not only are they not working, they're done. That should never work no more. It's a wrap. They all broke. That's all in the dirt. So now you see, fam, they're trying to get that emotion that they got in 2016, 2018. Ain't nobody rocking with that. That ain't going nowhere. Nobody in America has one iota of emotion for an illegal immigrant. Ain't nobody shedding no tears. You know why? Because Black Americans, we're looking at our economy, and then we're seeing these people getting all our resources. And then your average American is out here looking at their economy, and they're looking at these illegals getting all their resources. Nothing is changing in terms of, are there going to be tethered tiers? No. The only thing that's going to happen, Tether's going to make TikTok videos. They're going to try to shame you and everything. Fam, you would think a shaming tactic would work after a whole year. Ain't working. You would think that fear mongering would work after a year. It ain't working. You would think all the lies, at least one would get through. No, the hell it's not. They ain't been able to fear monger. They ain't been able to shaming tactic. And they ain't been able to bold-faced lie Black Americans into giving a fuck. And it won't happen either because FBA, we standing on our own principle. Y'all look at this. This is what I mean. When I tell y'all they running and hiding, fam, they running and hiding. Look at this right here. This father was basically out and about, and they said his son was waiting on school, and them boys pulled up. Watch this.
It was a morning like any other for 17-year-old Guillermo as he waited for his school bus until his father, Silviano Moravera, a lawful immigrant, was taken right in front of him.
That's when I ran over there. I dropped my book bag. I asked my mom what was going on, what's going on. She was like, your dad? And I was like, what? And then that's when I ran towards them. And I was like, who are y'all guys? Are y'all SWAT? Are y'all ICE?
The men, Guillermo says, identified themselves as agents with U.S. Immigrations and Customs Enforcement. ICE claims Moravera is here illegally, but his family, who asked us to conceal their identities, say he is in the country with a rare U visa given to immigrants who are victims of crimes or who cooperate with law enforcement during investigations. Searching for answers, Guillermo says he took his father's paperwork to the Richmond ICE field office, but it didn't help.
So it's just like, and this country is like, if we do it the right way, we still get punished. If we do it the wrong way, we still get punished. So it's just like, what way do y'all want us to do it? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, it feels like there isn't really an American dream anymore.
His dad is now being held at Farmville Detention Center, along with an increasing number of detainees.
Damn, did he say there ain't no American dream no more? Fam, are these people waking up? Are they waking up now, fam? It's not the American dream. Fam, you know it's something serious when the illegals are out here saying there's no American dream no more. What was your American dream? What? Getting money from foundational Black Americans? Telling everybody your people built this land? Getting resources, taking our kids out of school so y'all can be housed up in buildings and get all types of luxuries and benefits? What, your EBT cards, your welfare? While you got Black Americans who are homeless in the street, you got American citizens who can't afford to pay their next bill while y'all sitting there playing the Xbox in your detention center? Is that what it is? So you can go hop on your scooter and your motorbike that American taxpayers paid for? Is that the American dream? It's funny that these migrants have been so damn spoiled, they think not getting things for free is a crime. They think things not coming their way easily is a crime. When yet they've been getting everything. You got military veterans kicked out in the street while you got Venezuelan gangbangers in apartment complexes. No, the American dream is here. You just ain't American.
Across Virginia, ICE activity has spiked since January 2025 with over 4,000 arrests, leaving families like Moravera's fearful.
Yo sé que él está pensando ahora sí en nosotros, de que nos dejó aquí y sus hijos que están muy pegados a él y que pues yo siempre con él. Ahorita él, cada vez que me llama, me dice, no salgas.
Man, listen, don't nobody give a damn about none of that. I don't give a damn, fam. That's some tears that they trying to get. It's on me. The resources, and I took them from black people. And I don't give a damn. Yeah, I don't give a damn neither. I guess we're going to be some not giving a damn MFers up in here. Fam, we ain't giving no energy or no sympathy for no damn body. You ain't getting none from me. It just ain't happening. I'm sorry to let you know. Black Americans going to do our Black American thing. And let me tell you something, fam. Let me introduce to you now Karen number 7,255. She shows this good receipt right here. Look at this. You know how they was talking about that U visa? Remember that U visa, family? Okay, well, let me tell you how they were lying in that news piece. The same way they lied about the Venezuelan gangs in Chicago. Let me show you this altered fake news that you just seen. Notice they said the guy was a lawful detainee. Well, look at this, family. A U visa is valid for 4 years. He's been here for 25 years. Trump has been deporting actual green card holders who have overstayed in the past. So between him being here for 20 plus years illegally, a deportation order, and a misdemeanor. Yeah. When they said that he's here based on that U visa expires. Yeah. Did they bring that up? They said, oh, he is a special visa holder. And that special visa holder means that you cannot be held unaccountably. Yep. Well, Karen, number 3,062, she just showed you right there that the visa is for people. And after 4 years, it's a wrap. So guess what you just did? You overstayed your welcome. And a lot of people don't know this, but one of the main contributors to the immigration, or shall I say the illegal immigration, are people who overstay their visas. So the news, I want y'all to notice how the news kind of try to play you. The news is like, oh, he has a special U visa. Didn't mention that it expires after 4 years, and he been here for 25 years. And then also somebody pulled up some receipts on that guy. That guy's got misdemeanors. He's got felonies. He's got all types of stuff. Miraculously, the news hid all of that. The same way the news hid all of those damn gangbangers that are out there getting arrested with Operation Midway Blitz. It seems like the news misses everything. Did the news miss this right here? That the immigrants was getting broke off all them dollar bills, y'all? Let me tell you what the news ain't gonna miss. The news ain't gonna miss this right here. Because when he gets his ass snatched up and that tool get broken, I'm gonna be there personally with the camera rolling. Because that's exactly how we get down. I told y'all, man, we regulating from the front line. We exposing people in real time. 4K all day. You getting it. ABK, come knocking on your door, or maybe it'll just kick your door in. It don't matter. Either way, it's going to get you. You better watch out. So if you watch right now, y'all, the way they alter the news and they spin the news, that's what they've been doing. And you got to understand is that the crime statistics in which the illegal immigrants put forth in America, they've always been silenced. They've always been reduced because the Democrats have to protect their puppets in the process. And what I mean by us creating a wave and we're the ones who really got this movement of mass deportations possible is because the Democrats have been hiding what those illegals been doing. Family, when you go and you really study the statistics and the data and the numbers of what's going on with illegal immigrants, fam, it is staggering what you see. Let me tell you a few things you see. First off, you see a lot of those car accidents, drunk drivers, be illegals. Fam, they actually have something called Mothers Against Drunk Driving Illegals. Family, you ain't getting that specific with that many goddamn vowels. Your movement got a lot of vowels. Okay, you got more vowels than Wheel of Fortune. Mothers Against Illegal Drunk Drivers. Don't nobody come up with that elongated of a title unless you've been doing something. But what happens 9 times out of 10 when you see this, a car wreck or something happen on the highway, 9 times out of 10 it's an illegal. So people been seeing that, they came up with that. So when you look at those statistics, through the roof. When you start looking at some of the assaults that happen against females, 9 times out of 10 it's those individuals. When you see some of the things happen to young people, 9 times out of 10 it's those people. So if you're noticing it, fam, there's a lot of trends about it. But when you go look at the statistics, hush, hush. When you go talk about the 560 sanctuary cities that house 20 plus million people and 80% of our population, you don't really see those statistics now, do you? You don't see the statistics about how these people harm and unalive people, take over apartment buildings, and how they've been getting all of this money, or they pop up at the border from all across the planet Earth already with places that they're going to go. How does somebody who's from Senegal pop up at the Mexican border and know he's going to Cincinnati? Unless somebody wrote him a statement, somebody wrote him a badge, somebody gave him a money. Family, you can't get more evidence of this being strategic. You don't pop up at the Mexican border. You got there from India and you know you're going directly to St. Louis, Missouri. What? The person can't even say St. Louis, Missouri. Where are you going? Louis St. Martin? Louis St. Martin? Where's that at? It's in Missouri? Missouri? You mean Mississippi or Missouri? It's between the bridge and the water. There's a lot of bridges in water, Julio. Spit it out. I'm going to the place with the place. And there's a big place by the place. And on top of the place, there's another place. Your ass is an illegal who can't even speak. But somehow you knew how to get here from Senegal, from India, from Asia, and you know you're going to Mexico. And then from Mexico, you're going to the black neighborhood. Family, that only happens if your ass has been strategically placed there. I believe this. I believe Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, their whole administration, and anybody involved, I think all of them should go to jail for treason. All of them should go to jail for treason. Donald Trump, I know you on your little Donald Trump revenge tour. You getting all them lickbacks because y'all know what it is, fam. Let's be real. And we said this, the cameras are rolling. Go back and watch my video called Donald Trump's revenge tour, okay, or his hit list. Donald Trump is getting back all of the politicians, Democrat or Republican, that played him foul. And they did him wrong. They did him wrong. They did him wrong because they know it. All those trumped up charges and stuff that they was putting on him, we know that was BS. They didn't want Donald Trump to be the president again. That's really what that was. Because remember, y'all, Donald Trump being president right now is exactly what you're seeing right now. This mass immigration is being shut down. Now, I just showed you all of these immigrants popping up from all these different places. Family, how much money, and I'm asking, how much money do you believe that they spent on bringing all of those people that we just mentioned to the Mexican border, to all of those cities in America occupied by us? What would be a ballpark figure? And I'm asking the family, what's a ballpark figure that you would associate with that type of apparatus? Okay, you're talking about India, you're talking about Asia, you're talking about Africa, you're talking about every corner of the world showed up at the Mexican border with assigned seats of where they're going to in America. Family, that's treason, straight up. But I'm asking y'all, how much money do you think that would cost? You can start at the trillions and go up. Absolutely. Already, I see the trillions off rip. Absolutely. That's trillions of dollars. I'm talking about 300. Baby. I'm seeing the family cooking. Yes, indeed. Because family, remember, because we had the #1 election coverage right here on the Black Alpha Network on this channel. We had the #1 immigration coverage right here, hands down. We showed all the people coming across the border, all the people that disappeared, all that type of stuff. Family, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. I see everything everybody's saying. Now, family, you got to ask this question. If they're spending all of that money to bring these people here to the United States and dumping them off in our communities, okay? Because remember, you don't just show up at the Mexican border from India and know where black people live. Somebody had to grab you and place you where black people live. Someone had to grab you and put you there. Y'all remember us talking about the Biden Express? Remember that, family? We broke down what they call the Biden Express, and we showed you the airline routes in which it takes people. They were picking people up, dropping them off, and sending them there. So you got to say this, fam. If Donald Trump is president now, he done cost somebody trillions of dollars. So now do you see why they didn't want him to be president? Now do you see why he's got a mugshot? Now do you see why they send out all their black Democratic shields to put trumped up charges on him? You see why? They was looking at Trump and they knew that if Donald Trump became president again for a second term, he was going to do what he said. Carry out the largest mass deportation in American history. You don't get mass deportation without somebody losing massive amounts of money. So everybody who was invested in dumping illegals into our neighborhoods, everybody who was invested with Trey de la Ragua, Venezuelan gangbangers living across the hall from us, those people lost trillions of dollars because Donald Trump, Tom Homan, and ICE are deporting these people. So this is why they start putting charges on Donald Trump. And Donald Trump happened to go through all of that. He said, oh, I'm getting my lick back. Oh, I'm getting a lick back. And this is what you're seeing right now, fam. And I'm telling you right now, you're going to see this for the next 4 years. Oh, yeah. Everybody who has came at Donald Trump, he going to get his lick back. You got to figure, fam, if you're the president of the United States of America, allegedly some funny style stuff happened in that. Y'all feel Joe Biden got more votes than Obama in 2020? I'm just asking a friend. Do y'all really think that? Do y'all really believe you was going to bed that night and Joe Biden was getting whooped in all the states? And then when you woke up in the morning, Joe Biden ran them down and was beating Donald Trump. By the way, Donald Trump just completely shattered almost every record in a landslide in 2024. But he lost that bad to Joe Biden in 2020? So if you add that election and some of the things that people looked at funny style, and then you add all the charges that they put on to Donald Trump in the process, and you add that Donald Trump is a very vengeful person, hell yeah, he's coming to get his lick back. And he's on a revenge tour. You see that Letitia James, they own her. You ain't seen Alvin Bragg, he hiding, he ducking. Eric Adams tried to flip sides and get cool with Donald Trump. Yep, he's trying to drop out of things. He don't want nothing to do with it. Eric Adams is going to go hide. That's what he's doing. Fonnie Willis, look at her right now. She is in oblivion right now. She's done for. Everybody he's going across and he's getting them. And he's saying, we investigating this, investigating that. He talked about Obama. Remember, he had that whole thing come out where they were talking about Obama was listening to him. I just seen something today. They're talking about Obama facilitated the whole Russian hoax, allegedly. Okay, this is what's going on. So he's on a lick back tour where he's going to get all of these different individuals. Let me say this, fam. Inside of Washington, D.C., with the politicians and with the bureaucrats and with all the main players, they know what we're talking about right now. Okay, we are making a hypothesis, an educated guess, from a very, very educated guess and a forecast from what we see from outside. Everybody in DC knows exactly what we're talking about. They know about some of the fraudulent things that went on with Donald Trump. They know about some of them BS charges, and they know now that he's coming to get them. What we see as civilians and what they know behind the scenes as all they mafia stuff, amongst all of them, they know exactly what's happening in the corruption and some of the foul play. So now he's going to get that lick back, and it is what it is. Because you got to also remember this too, fam. Donald Trump, they didn't want him as the president in the first place because Donald Trump is the first person that wasn't in the political world and walked right into the White House. Not city council, not a principal of a school. He walked directly. Yeah, Maxine Waters, they on her. She's scared too, right? Y'all notice that. Maxine Waters been hiding. They're all scared. I'm telling you. The Democrats went, fam, where is Chuck Schumer and where's Elizabeth Warren? Remember they were out there in the forefront in the beginning? Gone. See, what all the white liberals did, they put all the black crash outs in the front. You kept seeing Jasmine Crockett, Maxine Waters. You kept seeing all of them because slowly Elizabeth Warren, she getting lawyered up and she ducking. She hiding. Chuck Schumer, ducking and hiding. They put all of them in the front line and being good tools. That's what it is, fam. You think about it. Look at all these low-level black people. Eric Adams, Alvin Bragg, Letitia James, Fonnie Willis, Jasmine Crockett, who's about to lose her seat any damn way. These are low, that Al Green dude, these are low-lying political officials. How come they're always on the front page and always the first face you see with Trump resistance? Okay, that Presley lady. Y'all notice that as well? Why is it always the black faces that are like the forefront for resisting Donald Trump, but none of them are really high-level ranking officials? None of them. These aren't real high-ranking officials, family. How come they're always on the forefront? And the W's, who are the high-ranking officials, you don't see them. They're hiding, they ducked off, right? Y'all notice that? So this is what we be talking about, how they're trying to play the game and maneuver it. Put all the broken tools in the front, and I'm telling you, they're all going to get broke, and Trump is so petty, he going to go get all the W tools. All the damn tools are about to get broke when you're dealing with Trump. That's just what it is. So when you look at it, fam, he walked into it and he messed up the whole system. The one thing about politics, left and right, Democrat and Republican, is that they're all career politicians. You're not supposed to have somebody who was not a career politician break it up, because what that does now, that threatens the stronghold they had on their fraternity of politicians. I may not like you, you may not like me, but we can both agree that as Republican and a Democrat, we got to keep outsiders from coming in. They don't want to share that wealth and that power. Donald Trump, he comes off of a game show and walk right into the White House. So that now sets the precedent to say, who's to say that a rapper, a singer, an actor can't do the same thing? So that was their first thing that they didn't like against Donald Trump. And I remember somebody was saying, well, oh, don't forget Ronald Reagan. No, Ronald Reagan was an actor, okay? And then he became the governor. Ronald Reagan actually got into the political world. He was an actor, then he became a governor, then he became the president. Donald Trump wasn't the damn principal of a first grade. Donald Trump went from damn TV to president. He was not a senator. He wasn't a city councilman. He wasn't an alderman. He wasn't none of that. Donald Trump went from national television on a reality show to president. Ronald Reagan had to go and be a governor first. So that's the big difference between the two of them. And that upset the apple cart to where they didn't want him there. Then when he gets on stage and he's saying, well, I'm going to lock up Hillary, I'm going to lock up Obama, the crowd has a bunch of campaign contributions and lobbyists, he was exposing way too much that was going on in the political world. Stuff that they was looking at and saying, oh, what the hell is he doing? You ain't supposed to say that, because, again, they all had an understanding that you were not supposed to air the dirty laundry. And damn it, he did. And he's still doing it. So this lets you know that when we say Donald Trump is out here on a revenge tour, oh, he on that revenge tour. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't see it stopping anytime soon. And this mass deportation, he views that as even further why he wants to go ahead on this tour and get these people out the way, because he's looking at it from the aspect the same way we just did. If he deports all of these illegals and they get their asses snatched up, then guess what? That means somebody else lost a lot of money. So quite frankly, he's taking down two birds with one stone. Y'all look at this right here. This is why they're sending out all of these different individuals out there. Yeah. Ronald Reagan wasn't nothing. Ronald Reagan was trash, straight up. Watch this though, fam. Watch this. This is one of those aldermen in Chicago, and they were trying to run interference when it came to ICE. And watch this ICE agent right here. Ken, number 570. He ain't playing.
Constitutional rights. No. He has constitutional rights. Do you have a sign? No. You need to leave. For me. Turn around. You're turn around and leave that. He is under. I'm going to arrest you. You are going to be placed under arrest. Do you have a sign? You need to warrant for him.
Can somebody go in the hallway and get Lisa for me, please?
Judicial warrant for him.
Can somebody go in the hallway and get Lisa for me? This is an older person who's being under arrest. I need my other staffer who's in the hallway by registration to come here, please.
You are hurting. I am asking. I'm not.
Can somebody get my staffer, please?
This is a hospital. Do you have a signed judicial warrant for him? I am asking. I am asking. I did not touch you.
He told you to leave.
I did not touch you.
Now you're under arrest for impeding.
I did not touch you. I asked you if you had a signed judicial warrant for him. It is very simple. It is very simple. That man has constitutional rights. I did not touch you. It is a public space. I am not trespassing. I am asking you. Do you have a signed judicial warrant? I am asking.
Yeah, and I think he's telling. And fam, notice how quick this person's voice changed. In the beginning, it's, do you got a warrant? And then notice, I'm asking. He telling you with them cuffs.
He has constitutional rights. Do you have a sign?
No, you need to leave. For me. Turn around. You're turn around and leave that. He is under. I'm going to arrest you. You are going to be placed under arrest.
Do you have a signed judicial warrant for him?
Can somebody go in the hallway and get Lisa for me, please?
Judicial warrant for him.
Can somebody go in the hallway and get Lisa for me? This is an older person who's being under arrest. I need my other staffer who's in the hallway by registration to come here, please.
You are hurting. I am asking. I'm not.
Can somebody get my staffer, please?
This is a hospital. Do you have a signed judicial warrant for him? I am asking. I am asking. I did not touch you.
He told you to leave.
I did
You're
not touch
impeding.
you.
Now you're
I
under
did not
arrest for
touch you.
impeding.
I did
Thank
not
you.
touch you.
Where-
I asked you if you had a
Is
signed
Lisa still out there?
judicial warrant for him. It is very simple. It is very simple. That man has constitutional rights. I did not touch you. It is a public space. I am not trespassing. I am asking you. Do you have a signed judicial warrant? I am asking. Do you have a signed judicial warrant?
And your ass is out the way. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Family, you notice again how hard they be going for these damn illegals. That was funny, by the way. I'm asking, and you getting snatched up. Fam, this is what we're talking about. These individuals out here going crazy for these illegals. You never see that type of energy at all when you're talking about a Black American. You just don't see it. When it comes to Black Americans, you see just lies. It's just lies. That's their agenda to us is lies, okay? Their agenda to us is just tell as many lies as you can possibly and just keep it moving. That's all they do. But now you start to see with them, you know what I'm saying? People ain't going for it. So, hey, it is what it is. And I've been saying this for a while too, family. What they need to start doing, a lot of these illegals, what they need to worry about is a lot of them Karens and kids. Because remember, as much as they've been focusing on us, their main problem is not Black Americans. Black Americans are not concerned, don't care, don't give a damn about what's going on with illegal immigrants. We're too focused on just being our great selves. Y'all notice how they so focused on us, but they ain't worrying about MAGA? They ain't worried about MAGA. And I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of liberals that don't like them neither. Let me show y'all right here, family. This is Karen number 4005. Watch her right here. She has a little run in, and it gets real in the field. Watch this, y'all.
I never called you a bitch.
Yes, you did.
And you're calling me a whore now? We're going to make you famous, lady.
Hey, please
Does
do.
Kroger do business with us?
Ice, baby.
No. Yeah, well, I'm an American citizen. I'm a veteran of the United States. I'm going to be calling the company. You hear her? She's saying ice, baby. She thinks I'm an illegal. I'm a veteran of the United States of America. Yes. I bet you can't say that for yourself, huh? I never called you a bitch.
Yes, you did.
And you're calling me a whore now? We're going to make you famous, lady.
Hey, please
Does
do.
Kroger do business with us?
Ice, baby.
No.
Ice, baby.
Business with us?
Ice, baby.
Business with us?
Ice, baby.
No. Yeah, well, I'm an American citizen. I'm a veteran of the United
Oh, damn. Man, it ain't too good to be there, family. Hell nah. She done got hit with the ice. I thought we was the only one singing that one. Damn. It showed you, man. You know what I'm saying? You got a whole lot of, dusty, musty fatigue. You got a lot of migrant fatigue. It's just a lot of fatigue going on out there in the world. You dig? So if maybe they got it done and they got situated and they was in the position that they needed to be in, they wouldn't have these type of problems. But apparently they do because they ain't got their act together. And when you ain't got your act together, you're going to get wrapped up. And right now, family, they are in turmoil. And it's good. And I'm loving the turmoil. But if that's how Becky gonna treat you, let me show y'all something right here, fam. Shout out to the brothers and sisters who are certified. Shout out to all of my foundational Black Americans. We have been out here so exceptional, so positive, so strong, and just winning with all the grace in which we've been winning in, fam. And you can't stop the movement that we have created. This movement is so powerful. And that's why I always tell everybody, you got to look at it from a lot of different aspects, but it being a powerful, foundational Black American movement is what's separating us from everybody else out here in the world today. And family, let me show y'all this right here. When I tell y'all that these people is out here getting checked, fam, they out here getting rated at El Taco Loco, wherever the hell that is, but I'm sure it's in a lot of different places. Let me show y'all El Taco Loco ain't even safe. So when I tell y'all they out here, they out here. Look at this. Here we go, family. El Taco Loco, deportations.
It's rather unusual for El Taco Loco, a taco shop near 67th Avenue and Indian School, to have their doors locked on the outside and an empty dining room on the inside. The West Valley Taco Joint also operates a bus in Goodyear and a food truck in Southwest Phoenix. Here at 55th Avenue and Baseline is where El Taco Loco's food truck typically stands. People in this area tell us this has really been a food truck staple of the South Phoenix area. People believe it may have been seized yesterday as part of a federal investigation, and because of that, it is not here today. Tuesday afternoon, people in the South Phoenix area started posting videos on TikTok.
There you go, fam. Look at him. He getting snatched up at his taco truck. Hey, I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm going to go up in there, I'm going to deport him, and I'm going to grab about 5 tacos, I'm going to get 2 burritos, and I'm going to feed them to my dog. Easy.
Started posting videos on TikTok showing federal agents with HSI and ICE taking workers out of the food truck in handcuffs. And just a mile down the road, the home belonging to the taco shop's owner, Vladimir Angulo, also flooded with federal agents. It's one of 5 locations where HSI and ICE were investigating.
Hell yeah, your name is Angelo. If you Angelo, I'm not surprised when you get Andelayed. And adios.
Also flooded with federal agents. It's one of 5 locations where HSI and ICE were investigating allegations of human smuggling and harboring of illegal immigrants. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of Arizona tells 12 News Angulo is in federal custody, awaiting charges related to this case. At previous stops here in the Valley, President Trump's border czar Tom Homan warned these kind of arrests were coming.
If you knowingly harbor and conceal an illegal alien from ICE, that is a felony, and there will be consequences. Now, let me make it clear. The governor says I don't have the authority to do that. Well, no, I'm not a U.S. attorney, but U.S. attorney certainly does, and we'll ask for prosecution.
Woo! And we will ask for prosecution, and prosecution will be on its damn way. What you got to say about that broken tool? So, family, Tom Homan said it. He said, we will prosecute tacos. We will prosecute burritos. We will deport Belgrandes. Taco trucks will be seized. They're going to take all of the tamales, all the tomatoes. They're going to take the taco shells. They're going to take the fajitas and the tortillas. All of that is going to get arrested, family. So when you talk about ICE not playing, when you talk about ICE really relocating people, they done took the taco trucks, the burrito trucks. They done took the Julios. They done took the Salinas. All of them got handcuffed, deported, and now they back home. And we still here, fam, because we didn't eat none of that nonsense any damn way. Soul food. Family, I need y'all right now to do me a great favor, okay? I need all my brothers and sisters. As we sit here and we go in and we roast these people, let me show y'all this right here. This is something that's pretty important, man, and I want y'all to let me know how you feel. Our great pillar in the community, Dr. Randy Short, lost his mother, okay? And y'all know when it comes to our good brother, they're always doing these different things and they're messing with his stuff, man, because he speaks real truth to power. This is his mother's Cash App, in which he still has. He's got a lot of good things that he's donating a lot of the funds and stuff for, and he's trying to get right, and they're trying to come up with all these different avenues and hurdles to stop our brother. But if you can, my good brothers and sisters, please donate right here. Dr. Randy Short, he still has his mother's account because they be chopping his stuff up every week, family, all the time. But let me make a good statement about our good brother. I remember being in D.C. at the Rally for Reparations, and it was an honor for me to share the stage. And when I was there walking through the crowd, because y'all know me, I'm the people's champion. I wasn't sitting in the back. I wasn't being catered to. When I got there, I walked around 3 or 4 different times and enjoyed the music, enjoyed the company, enjoyed being around everybody. I met a lot of you guys there, matter of fact. So shout out to everybody I seen. I was dapping everybody up and chopping it up. Somebody tapped me on my shoulder, and I turned around, and it was Dr. Short, man. This was my second time meeting him, but he was just like, hey, man, much respect. Keep doing your thing, man. Nothing but love. And then we went to the after party and hung out, got a chance to kick it and whatnot. And Dr. Short is always there anytime I need something, any idea. He plugs me in. Let me say, Dr. Randy Short is the most humble, non-selfish person you will find. Family, there's some people in this movement that are in the media that act like they are fucking Diane Sawyer, okay? And really they not. They just people who press play and don't be outside, all right? Dr. Short is somebody who genuinely, truly is about the people and tries to reach everybody and do everything. If you call Dr. Short for the smallest thing, I'm telling y'all, he will go over and beyond to help you out. to, make sure you good. He will plug you in with all these different connects. What a true pillar, a true mentor, a true icon in our community is genuinely supposed to be, fam. All that recluse where I just be over here doing my own stuff and I don't really deal with nobody, that's whack, that's lame, family. It's all about a family. So this is his mother's Cash App. He still has access to, and there's some other things I want to post, family, and I definitely will throughout the coming week. But I wanted y'all, man, if you had the opportunity to support our good brother and just let him know you don't forget about him, and RIP to his mother, and he's dealing with some things, and just show that community love and much, much, much respect, to our great icon, Dr. Randy Short. Much, much respect. Okay. And there's one more thing I want to ask my good brothers and sisters for, because this is a family. Let me tell y'all, there's a lot of stuff that y'all may not know about in the movement, but man, there's like 3 or 4 people in the movement that really are for everybody and not kind of on that recluse stuff. Fam, let me tell you something. Foundational Black American empowerment, foundational Black American family tree, and being a recluse that just does your own thing and don't really deal with nobody, that don't mix. That don't mix, because we are in a system of supremacy where if you go look at them damn supremacists now, supremacists are right now in the woods with their 5-6-year-olds and they training them. All right. They're always somebody different. Let's go get the next supremacist. Let's go get the next supremacist. They're always building the next person in line. In our movement, a lot of this stuff is get it out the mud, get it from the soil. You'll meet a few people here or there that really do things, but not a lot. Take my brother Tariq. Tariq, for instance, is somebody who truly elevates the new generation of activists. That's something he doesn't get his proper credit for. And I told him, I said, people may not give you flowers. I'm going to give them to you. Tariq sees solid, certified activists, and he thinks about the future, and he tries to help elevate them. Okay, I'm one of them. So much respect to Tariq, much respect to all the brothers and sisters who really work together. Fam, y'all know this. I'm always talking about this is a family. The thing that separates this channel from every other one, to family. I see crying in the chat, crying in tears in the chat. Okay, this is what we do. We laugh, we cry, we up, we down, we in, we out. We do it all, because if you ain't going through the emotions, you ain't going through with your family. Fam, what do you remember the most about your family? You remember your good days and your bad days. All right. So I'm always centering this around a family. If we move, we moving together. If I'm stepping with my sisters. If they can't come, I ain't coming. Fam, let me ask this question. I always ask this stuff. I ain't said this in a while. Let me ask this. What happens when your brother or your sister is out and about and they get into a fight with somebody and word comes back that you didn't jump in and help them? What happens to you when you get home? I always ask this. This is my litmus test. This is my standard. What I always ask everybody, let's see how on point we are. Tethers, you can't do this, because Tethers is going to say something like, we leave him. Who gives a damn? He's on his own. Tethers flee their village and leave their whole family behind, so they won't relate to what I'm saying right now. How thick is our loyalty? How strong is our camaraderie? Family, what happens if your brother, your sister, your cousin gets into a fight and you go back home and somebody says, oh, he didn't jump in, he just watched? What happens when your parents, your grandparents, your aunts, your uncles finds out that you just sat there and watched and didn't do a damn thing? How many belts are involved? Can you come home? Is it safe to go back to the crib? All right, I see every ass whooping, belt whooping. Thank you. My dad used to tell me and my brother this, okay? My dad used to say, if I hear about your brother getting into a fight and you didn't get involved, my dad said, I'm going to kick your ass. So I'm sitting there looking, okay, it's fight these people in the street. Well, I'm going to ride for my brother regardless. Fight for these people in the street, or the parent going to whoop you, okay? That's how we instill loyalty. This is how you tell your kids. I tell my kids this. If I ever hear about you getting into a fight and your brother or sister didn't get involved, I'm whooping everybody, because that puts loyalty inside. You get taught this at a young age as a foundational Black American. As a kid, we understand this. This is what our parents do. Our parents understand how rough the world is. See, we're a lineage of loyalty. We're a lineage that really tries to teach people to be on the same page and the same accord, because we know what the world got waiting for us. We can't send our kids out in the world with a disloyal mentality, because that doesn't flow. Everything we've ever done. Notice, fam, we're the only lineage where our eras are personified by group. Think about this, fam. When you hear about the dominant society, you hear about what? World War I, fighting. World War II, fighting. Civil War, fighting. You hear about what? The Industrial Revolution, they start fighting each other. When you talk about FBA, what are you talking about? Slavery, all went through it. Reconstruction, family, it takes all of us to build, doesn't it? Reconstruction is still us together. Civil rights era, all of us together. Reparations generation, us together. The Renaissance, us together. We're the only lineage on the earth that has centuries worth of eras, generations, but they're always classified by us together as one, a multitude of people working together. Nobody else can say that. Everybody else either doesn't even have these eras, or their eras are littered with internal conflict. The dominant society, internal conflict. So family, we are a lineage that is family. So when we teach each other to ride for each other, that's just what we do, man. That's what we do. And there's another foundational Black American that if you guys can, please support. This is my brother right here, Marcel. Y'all know my good brother, Marcel. Marcel was unjustly terminated from his job. A lot of people know the story a few years ago. And obviously being a Black American, we understand all the hurdles and obstacles that they put in front of you. I'm going to put this link for his GoFundMe in the chat if I can. Those who follow me on Twitter, please make sure that you check this out. But let me see if I can put this in the chat, family. But you guys make sure that you donate to our good brother Marcel, because my understanding is that he is trying to get a lawyer, or maybe perhaps defend himself, because they railroaded our good brother. That's it. Oh, you got it. Okay, my brother, boy, Black Truth United, be on it. Shout out to my brother, Black Truth United. Y'all follow him, man. Another impressive young brother on the come up, man, really doing his thing. But that's it right there for our good brother, Marcel and Dr. Short. By the way, we're two speakers that I had the honor of sharing the stage with in Washington, D.C. at the Rally for Reparations. So much love and much respect to our great brothers. And by the way, somebody asked, Dr. Randy Short's mother's name was Betty Lancaster Short. Okay. So Betty Lancaster. So you guys, please make sure that you donate if you have the opportunity to Dr. Randy Short, his mother, obviously. And matter of fact, let me put up a picture real quick, family, so you guys can see. I know our brother Short won't be bothered by this, but I want to go the extra mile for these individuals, man. First off, Marcel, y'all know Marcel lives down the street from me. That is my brother. You know what I'm saying? Me and Marcel have been like just me and him, like around a bunch of ops. You know what I'm saying? Really kind of holding each other down. Dr. Short is always there for me to help me out whenever I'm in a situation where I need some type of speaking to, and just a lot of wealth of knowledge. So I appreciate that. But I'm bringing in a new era, fam. You know what I'm saying? The era that I'm trying to really get popping off the ground is one of all of us truly being like on board together as a family. Okay, there you go, right here, family. Dr. Reverend Betty Lancaster Short. This was a phenomenal woman, and much respect to her and Dr. Randy Short. You guys could please hit that Cash App up and just, do our brother good, man, because they be trying to put our brother through all types of hurdles. You see the way that they're trying to hurdle Dr. Short, same way they're trying to hurdle Marcel, man. And I come to you guys to ask that. This was something that I took on my own, and I said, I'll do it. I don't even need them to even ask, man. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to make sure all of that is good love, man, so we can all stand together as foundational Black Americans, because we are just better and we're stronger when we're together, family. So I can't sit here and talk all that building and working and shining and grinding and untouchable, unmatched, undefeated, and stronger than ever and not ride together, fam. So this is what, for me, I can't speak for nobody else. But like I told you, there's some recluses that just be on their own little stuff. I'm not on that, because let me tell you something. Supremacy knows how to bring up the next one. Trust me, fam. They got about 15 new Charlie Kirks. They got some Ben Shapiro's. There's always a new one. Okay, think about it. Every time the dominant society got old, for every Joe Biden comes out to get these young folks. What we got to do, we got to start building these young voices, these young people. I got some in the chat right now. Okay, my brother, Black Church. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all Church of Black Power. Make sure y'all follow him. He's a new upcoming voice. My brother, Black Truth United. Make sure you follow him. He's an upcoming voice. Professor Alan. Y'all make sure y'all follow him. He is another upcoming voice. I mean, you name him, man. We got them all. You dig? Shout out to us, fam. It's time that we continuously up this thing and continue the movement, so we move as a family. That's what I'm all about, man. So shout out to everybody, because when you rock with Black Alpha, everybody knows, fam, I'm family oriented. And what has separated us and why I am the number one activist, the people's champion, is simply family. It's simply a family thing. We certified 100. We stand together. This is all catered towards our brothers and sisters, fam. I'll play a birthday song if I got to. I'll show you my great-great-grandma. We done had people cry. We done had people laugh. We done did it all through the elections. I told everybody from day one, I said, we're going to go through it. but we're going to get up and dust off and continue to go. And we're going to grow as a generation. That was my motive when I first came into the game. I said, I'm going to be real. I'm going to kick it 100%. I'm going to say what needs to be said. It ain't going to be censored. It ain't going to be uncut. I'm going to relate and tap into the purest soul of foundational Black Americans. I'm going to be your foundational Black American certified brother. All right. Or I'll be your foundational Black American certified son, or I'll be your grandson. All right. Or I'll be your nephew. But I'm going to be all of that. I look at that as, fam, I'm your brother. All right. I'm your nephew. I'm your grandchild. I'm your cousin. I'm whatever. But it's got to be family. That's what it is, fam. These other people can't relate to that. So this is why I'm always on it, fam. And anybody, all the new subscribers, when you come here, you feel at home. I see people saying, damn, this is my first time here, man. It's like a family affair. Nothing makes me smile more than when I get on here, fam, and I be seeing y'all in the chat. Like, what up? Hey, glad to see you. How you been? Y'all be talking. I'll be late sometimes. Y'all be in there talking before I even get here. And I'll be watching sometimes. I'll be getting G'd up and I'll be looking. I'll be like, boy, they in there thick. What up? I ain't seen you in a minute. How the family? Man, we good. How the kids? Man, just got back from vacation. You don't get that nowhere else. Nah, fam. The only way I can compare it to, fam, is DMX. When DMX first came out and he came with that street movement and it was real and wasn't no Diddy and shiny suits and Diddy parties. And he came with a real revolution from the FBA streets and the FBA soul. That's how I've always told people that this movement is. It's Black Panther, it's DMX, it's Pac, it's organic, it's thorough, it's family, it's everything. That's how we are, family, and that's how I'm always keeping it. It'll always be that way. We mess up, we mess up. All right, we say something off, we get it right, we correct it. We stay pure, we stay solid, and life is living, fam. Remember, man, life is complicated, only what you make it to be, y'all. So that's just how we're going to continue to do it, and we're going to always make sure we function, fam. You know, like I tell them, I said, damn with all the waiting, F all this patience. Yeah, I'm hearing what they're saying, man, but what's life with no hating? So we just continue to keep on shining and rise. So it's a family affair over here, man. Y'all continue. I love y'all with a passion. Love y'all, much respect. That's why everybody was telling me the two people I hear the most. And matter of fact, let me send y'all with Dr. Short. Dr. Short told me one of the illest things. Which is not that long ago, actually. When me and Dr. Short were having a conversation about the UN, and he was just giving me a lot of good game. Dr. Short was telling me, he said, Black, he said, you a special one. And I said, why? He said, you're a special one because you're from the North and the South. He said, you can connect this generation. And I never thought about that. But he was making a point. He's like, you are a Northerner and you are a Southerner. You have both of those. Kind of like Pac was from the East Coast and he was from the West Coast, right? And he lived in Atlanta, right? The man had it all. People wonder why everybody loves Tupac so much. Tupac could relate to every goddamn body because he was from everywhere. Same with me. Y'all know I love my roll call, my East Coast, my West Coast. I've been to the East Coast. I've been to the West Coast. I'm from up top, Midwest, from down south. Midwest, Southern, it's all the vibe, fam. So that's why when I come in here, ain't gonna be no name banging or none of that. We repping everybody. I love Arkansas like I love Alabama. I love Alabama like I love Louisiana. I love Missouri like I love Texas. I love Illinois, all throughout Illinois. I love Michigan. I love Ohio. I love Georgia. I love Florida, both of the Carolinas. I love Virginia. I love New Jersey. I love New York. I love all of my foundational Black Americans from the North and the South, and this is how we rock. Shout out. I see my Kansas City sister in the building. Shout out. I used to stay out there too. Yep, right there in the dot. KC. Yes, indeed. KC Mo, KCK. I used to be jumping back and forth. So I used to be out there in KC as well, fam. So you talking about KC, you talking about the Dime, you talking about Buckeye State, Georgia in the place, fam. It's all love, man. So that's how we represent. So I say all that to say this, family. Dr. Short, me made a good point. And he was saying how I'm a Northern Southerner, and I got that real specialty to me for being a pillar and much respect. My good brother Marcel, we done been back to back holding things down. And right here, fam, we're going to always be holding it down together. We're going to always be representing to the fullest. And this is a family. So one thing for certain, we're going to roast. We're going to be back. We're going to continue to make history. But I'm telling y'all, like I told everybody, we're going to come with it. We're going to come direct, and we're going to grow together as a generation. We're going to grow together. All of you guys, however old you are, whenever you were born, family, all of us right now, I'm talking to you right now. We're going to live this life, this experience on this planet. We're going to be together as foundational Black Americans, and we're going to grow. And eventually the 30s is going to turn to 40s, the 40s to the 50s, the 60s to the 70s. If you are in the 60s, it's going to go 70s and the 80s, and we're going to all grow together. We will grow as a revolution, and we will grow as a lineage. I promise. That I promise. We will grow together. We will grow as a collective. We will travel throughout time and space, but we will do it as a family, because when it all boils down to it, fam, there could be 1 billion people in the crowd. The only voices you hear are the voices that love you, and we're doing this for the people that love us. You feel me? Yes, indeed. Certified salute, fam. It's been good in here, breaking it down with my family. Okay, voice of the street, Black Alpha Network, man, represent certified 100. That's it. 100. And I appreciate you guys so much. It's been another great broadcast, family. It's been a wonderful day sitting here chopping it up with the fam. We will be back again. You already know how it is. But just remember, no matter what you do, no matter where you go, no matter where you at, that foundational black is beautiful, and beautiful is always black. Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. Free Huey.
Black Alpha Network. Home of black excellence. Power to the people.